off. We're seeing a pretty consistent application volume as we've gotten into April, May, and June.
The program provides most Minnesota workers with up to 12 weeks of paid time off per year, although expecting mothers can take up to 20 weeks. Changes in the climate have led organizers of the Twin Cities Marathon to push next year's event back a couple of weeks.
The decision stems from warmer temps in early October, including 2023's cancellation when the high was 92. State climatologist Pete Boulay says it makes sense the event was moved next year to later in the month.
Comparing October 1st to October 17th, the normal high and low on the 1st is 66 and the normal low is 47. Looking at the 17th, normal high is 58.40.
Race director Ed Wetham on whether this was a tough or easy decision.
It was a tough decision in that there's a 45-year history of being mostly the first Sunday of October. So you're battling tradition, but also easy once you really look at the data.
Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Religious leaders across the state with a push to ensure there's no voter intimidation in this fall's midterm elections. Jen Nagel is bishop of the Minneapolis ELCA Synod.
Is a neighbor being served when mail-in voting is severely restricted? No. Is a neighbor being served when districts are gerrymandered to disenfranchise voters by race and by class? No.
A Hennepin County jury convicts 2 men of second-degree gang-related murder in a mass shooting at Bar Zia near City Hall in downtown Minneapolis last fall. 25-year-old Dantrell Clark and 26-year-old Alonzo Williams Jr. are accused in the incident that killed 21-year-old DeMarco Fletcher and injured 3 others following an altercation. Both will be sentenced in September. And in other headlines, cleanup is underway after heavy storms moved through northwestern Minnesota just north of Detroit Lakes last night. National Weather Service crews are on the scene looking for evidence of a tornado. Our dry spring seems to be keeping the mosquito population down. The Metropolitan Mosquito Control District says total numbers have already peaked well below the 10-year average. And the second fatal fall in 7 weeks has sparked an investigation at Palisade Head near Silver Bay on the north shore of Lake Superior. The latest was a 64-year-old man whose body was found on the rocks yesterday. WCCO News Times, 3:05.
Flint Hills Resources Pine Bend Refinery in Rosemont produces important transportation fuels used throughout the Midwest, but they're also active in the community. They support many programs and organizations that make Minnesota better. Go to FHR.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And being brought to you by Flint Hills Resources. If you're going to be traveling 35 east southbound, you get that work zone in place now at West 7th Street. Left lane closure. Traffic is down to a single lane as a result. Get ready for your slowdowns as you come down from Victoria Street into the work zone. 494 westbound is jamming up as move between Lindale heading out to France Avenue. 35W northbound. Not too bad for the time being as you make way out of Minneapolis to Roseville heading up to 694. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Rain showers roll in late tonight. We'll have a few isolated thunderstorms as well. 71 the overnight low. Tomorrow, scattered showers. Again, a few isolated thunderstorms. It's going to be cooler with the cloud cover. Expect a high around 80, still humid. We do dry out on Thursday, warming up to 84. We stay dry through the weekend, warming back to the 90s.
Cloudy right now, 80 degrees at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Yeah, everybody's got an opinion, but not everybody has information. News Talk 830 WCCO. You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRusha.
Are there any good people running for political office in this country? What is going on? Welcome to Drive Time. It's Jason. I am trying to figure out who we blame the most for this debacle in Maine with Graham Platner. The nation has been captivated by this, partially because a number of Minnesota politicians went out there and campaigned for him. The governor, Tim Walz, endorsed this guy from the beginning. So did our outgoing U.S. Senator Tina Smith, which has me wondering if we have absolutely failed as a public, as a voting bloc, because we have allowed politics to be turned into sports. We cheer for our team no matter what, no matter what. And so with Graham Platner, the Nazi adjacent tattoo that he had wasn't enough. The skeezy Reddit post wasn't enough. The sexting with other women while he was married wasn't enough. The initial accusations that he was sexually harassing and sexually assaulting women, well, that wasn't enough, especially because the woman making the accusation was a Republican. That's like, a Packers fan telling you that the Vikings are cheating. We can't believe that. And now, finally, there's a rape allegation from a fellow Democrat who is hesitant to tell her story because she believed in Graham Platner's politics. What has happened to us as a voting public, as a society, that we just are so unwilling to see our team take a hit? We can never call out our own guys. 651-461-9226. Do you think we have some responsibility for this? Because we're just as bad as voting, as the voting public. I see it in the text messages. And I don't want to send up the bat signal. Because whenever I say anything against Donald Trump, all the Trump fans go nuts. But let's be real, the accusations against Donald Trump, if these were accusations against his opponent in the last election, Kamala Harris, people would be howling about it. But we only howl about it when it's not our guy, when it's not our team. And the only thing I can think of to fix this, because we're not going to have some massive morality, massive come to Jesus moment where we start calling out our own people, right? I'm not even asking you to do that because it's not reasonable. It's not. We need a third party. There needs to be another choice. There needs to be a trio of options so people aren't so jammed into this binary, and this binary has caused us to absolutely lose our mind. 651-461-9226. On Facebook, Barry is noting all the Democrats who supported him now claim the high road. Hypocrites all. My question to Barry is, would he be willing to call out an example of somebody on his side that he disagrees with their morality? There is no morality in politics. There just isn't. That shark has been jumped, right? I think when the president of the United States has 24 accusations against him, and again, same with Graham Platner, these accusations may or may not be true, but there's a lot of smoke there, right? With Donald Trump, there was a guilty conviction in a sexual, what was the term? It wasn't fully sexual assault in that E. Jean Carroll case, but it was, it was a $5.8 million judgment in a civil case. He was found liable for sexually abusing her. And I'm here to say that like a lot, I do understand this idea that accusations may or may not be true, but I also only see people pointing that out when it's their guy. Like we have turned politics into sports. We don't care about the overall right thing to do or the right kind of person. We just cheer for our team. That's it. We made a deal when people went and voted for Donald Trump. And the deal, I guess I'm curious where people are on this. I think people are fine on it, to be honest. The deal that was made is that we know that this candidate is questionable as a human being, but we like the policies. We like the bluster. We like the straight talk. There are things that people said we like. I think when we made that choice, we became more similar to a lot of European countries where for years you have seen, people who are known to be cheaters, people who are known to be liars, who would be elected to governmental positions. And so this morality thing has, I think, been a more American desire for our politicians than what you see around the world. But I think a deal was made and people said, well, we want the policies. We think this person, we're going to just dismiss all these concerns. Now, the Republicans who are howling about Graham Platner, do they feel the same way about Donald Trump? I don't think so. Like, it's sports. It's become sports. We are unable to call out our own guys. And when you see it, what you see is what happened to Dean Phillips. Right? Dean Phillips was absolutely excommunicated from the Democratic Party for daring to speak out and say that Joe Biden was too old and he wasn't able to do the job anymore. And he was destroyed. He was destroyed. Texters say you need to go back to Clinton, who was impeached for lying about his affair with a young intern. Monica got more blame than Clinton. If you checked every president, you would probably find a number of them with skeletons. I do think that is true. But what's different now is about the skeletons and you decide that you don't care, right? Like that's different. And the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal was 1998. And was he reelected after that?
No.
That was his second term,
yes,
right?
He was initially elected in 92, so his second election would have been 96.
So that was it.
Yeah.
So it's just a different scenario. The Clinton scenario, for sure, I think you look at those years and you think about the way we understand kind of sexual harassment and power structure of a boss. I think today people would react to the Clinton-Lewinsky situation differently, don't you?
I do. But I think where there is a similarity is that people lined up either for him or behind him, not because they had great concern or lack of concern for Monica Lewinsky, but based on their political leanings. Remember, it was a vast right-wing conspiracy that was out to get him, and that's what was going on. Well, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And the folks that were after him, again, were throwing stones in glass houses. Much of the time, as we would come to find out later on.
So we're getting a fair number of texts about Clinton, which I would just say when you have to go back almost 30 years for your other example, it's a long time ago. We don't have to relitigate Bill Clinton every time this comes up. Although I'm sure some of you would like to say, well, where were you speaking out about Clinton, DeRusha? Like, well, I was 12. So and quite frankly, I was a very Alex P. Keaton style young Republican. So I'm sure I was speaking out against Bill Clinton because this is what we do. I don't think it's the same as it was. I do think there used to be a greater willingness to throw out your guy if they were seen to be like a potential drain. It wasn't so much that you were fighting for the moral thing, but it's that the voters used to judge someone for being a moral scumbag. And today, You guys defend it. You deflect to Clinton. You have the governor of Minnesota going to Maine to campaign for this guy who the red flags were up the wazoo. And you just do it because you want to win. People want to win, win. It's sports. We've turned it into sports, and we've lost our moral compass. Let's break. Lots of texts coming in. Kevin, stand by. We'll get to you. 651-461-9226. Drive time back in a minute.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
J.H. and Sons would love to have you stop by the Galleria in Edina. Some of the best dressed guys I know in Minnesota get their clothing at J.H. and Sons. It's Jason. I'm proud to be one of those customers. I absolutely love the team. And that is the difference maker, right? When you go into J.H. and Sons at the Galleria, you're going to feel the difference. It's a beautiful store, gorgeous grand piano, nice kind of, it's not too much clothes. It's not overwhelming, but you can see the quality right when you walk in that room. The other thing you're going to realize is the service. I love being taken care of when I'm out shopping. I need advice. I need to know what looks good, what's going to feel good, what's going to last long. And the team at J.H. and Sons has been selling men's clothing, luxury premium clothing for years. Go visit Chuck. Go visit Bryce. Go say hi to Alicia and Dean, and they will take care of you. If you need a suit for a wedding, J.H. and Sons. If you need new shoes, J.H. and Sons. If you need a great outfit just for a nice date night on the town, get to J.H. and Sons. You can sign up for their VIP email list. It is at jhandsons.com.
Dave Lee for Aquarius Home Services. Yes, we all love summer. That is until your air conditioner starts acting more like an oven than a fridge. If your AC is on the fritz, now's the time to trade in and trade up with an additional $500 off on top of some great summer sale pricing on a new cooling system from Aquarius. Enjoy a cool, comfy home all summer long. Schedule your free estimate today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
I'm here with Alec Sherrod, a top mergers and acquisitions attorney with Helmuth & Johnson. Alec, Minnesota laws can be complex. How do you make sure you're on the right path?
At Helmuth & Johnson, we help businesses and individuals navigate Minnesota's laws with clarity and confidence. We understand how Minnesota's laws and courts work, and we guide you every step of the way.
So it's not just knowing the law, it's knowing Minnesota.
Exactly. Practical advice, local experience, real solutions.
If you're looking to buy or sell a business, go to hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side.
Fresh paint inside, fresh flowers outside. Summer at your house is looking good. During July 4th deals at Lowe's, buy one, get one free. Select interior paint via mail-in rebate. Plus, get 2 1.5-gallon red, white, and blue annual hanging baskets for just $15. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See store at Lowe's.com for details and requirements. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog, but they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. roughgreen.com, discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green, we make any dog food better.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
No one party gets off the hook on this thing. This is everybody. This is not me ranting about President Trump. This is me ranting about the fact that every party is so dedicated to home team cheering that we are unwilling to call out our own people. And we saw Democrat after Democrat line up to support this dude because his story was good, this Graham Platner. Now, he has denied it. We should play his denial. He's been accused of sexual assault by a 41-year-old Maine woman who dated him. Politico had the story, and she said that he forced her to have sex with him nearly 5 years ago. He denied the allegation.
I wanted to directly address the troubling, serious, and false allegations against me. Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically false. Over the last 10 months, I have been deeply humbled by the faith Mainers have put in me. You have welcomed me into your homes, into your places of work, into your restaurants, into your houses of worship.
So you get the idea there. So he denies it, but he also is accepting the political reality. A texter says, Jason, we always say we need to vote better politicians into office, but where the hell do we find these better politicians? I think about that too, right? Like, can we get some normal people running for politics? Why is it always got to be some person with the biggest skeletons in their closet? I understand that we're in this moment where there's a rejection of sort of the, corporate, created in a lab, super clean, super tidy politician. We want real people, and real people are messy. But real people do not have to be this messy, right? And it was obvious, wasn't it obvious at the beginning? I laid out the number of things that people dismissed before it was finally too much. Kevin is in Anoka at 651-461-9226. Kevin, why do you think we're so unwilling to call out our own people, our own party?
Oh, I have no problem calling out either party. I think I'm really tired of these women who come out 5, 10, 15, 25 years after the fact, and then all of a sudden this horrendous event happens to them. I think we need to have a point system, and you lose 20 points for every year that you don't say something. And after 10
Kevin,
years, you just don't have any points.
But people don't come out with an accusation maybe against a rando, right? But when that person steps up and runs for higher office, isn't it reasonable where you say like, I think people need to know about this, and so you come forward?
Oh, then you should have done something about it, and the person would have been in jail, and they'd be a convicted felon.
Yeah, I think that's easier. That's pretty easy to say, but we know, like, for decades and decades, how difficult it is for people to be believed with their accusations of sexual assault, especially, right?
Well, the problem with the sexual assault is...
Look at Paula Jones, who Hillary Clinton said was a liar.
Well, Hillary Clinton would stand on the rooftop and say her man is perfect no matter what. She rides his coattails anywhere.
I'm just saying it's hard to be taken seriously as someone who accuses, especially a powerful man, of sexual assault. I can understand why people sometimes take their time. I do get your point, though, that there are times that you look at it, and I think it's fair to have a little skepticism. I know, like, we were in this era where people were saying, believe women, believe women. Well, I would say believe believable women, right? And maybe I think when you see a lot of smoke around somebody like you did with Graham Platner, like, I don't know, with each accusation, my willingness to believe the other accusations goes up, right?
Well, the problem is there's been far too many women who have made accusations that have turned out to be absolutely baseless, and there's been no legal repercussions against them for committing perjury.
Do you think Graham Platner should drop out of the race, the Democrat in Maine?
It's their guy. If they want to vote for their guy, let them have him. They deserve who they vote for.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. 651-461-9226. 461-9226. I don't think a point system. I would not I would not be on board with that. That is for sure. You know, my other point at the beginning, talking about the need for a third party, this texter says, I started out as a never Trumper, but when it came to Election Day in 2015, I couldn't stay home and allow Hillary Clinton to become president. Texter says a third or a fourth party is what we need because we do not have good choices. Frankly, I still think Trump is despicable, and I held my nose to vote for him a third time. Yeah, I just don't see a way out of this cycle, Dan, this cycle of no matter what, we're going to defend our guy. I just don't. I don't think it's realistic. I mean, yes, I wish people would start, you would get more Dean Phillips, right? More people willing to call out your own team and say, like, this ain't it. This is not what we stand for. But I think too many people have decided just winning is most important. And the morality only matters when it's the other guy doing something immoral. It's sort of how we feel about cheating in the World Cup. Except the World Cup is a game, and this is not. And I think we apply that sort of same thing. And I was applying that conditional morality yesterday in the World Cup.
I will correct you on one thing.
Yes.
You said this is not. This shouldn't be. But I think you made the point earlier in the segment. We've turned it into that. We've turned it into a game.
Yeah.
It's a game that's linked to our identity so that that's why we have to fight tooth and nail over it. We can't possibly be wrong. The other side can't possibly have any valid points because then that threatens our very identity, which is based on this tribalism, this party tribalism.
But like there's a guy on Facebook right now commenting who's anti-Trump, talking about all the sexual allegations, and says, we're supposed to believe this one woman who comes out magically as Platner is running for office? It's like, well, it's sort of yes, right? Like, can't you do better? This is where, and this was my view on Donald Trump, that I don't believe that Donald Trump is a singular being. And I think too often we've turned our politicians into like godlike creatures that no one can do this but them. And like a lot of people could advocate for these same policies. Do I think Donald Trump is a singular creature in American politics? Yes. Do I think Donald Trump is the only person that could have been elected to advocate for tariffs and for, all of the policies that Donald Trump has supported? No, I don't. And I think voters have bought into this, like this sort of Hollywood star version, I think is sort of how you think about it.
Sure.
The celebrity version that like, oh, well, this is the only person who could do it, so I better defend them to the end.
Go right back to the Republican nomination process for this last presidential election, right? How many times have we heard people say, well, I don't really like him. I wouldn't have a beer with him, but I don't elect a guy to do that stuff. I elect him because he's got the right policies.
Yeah.
I mean, I would challenge anyone to try to convince me that you would get markedly different policies from a Nikki Haley or a Ron DeSantis or anybody else that was running against the president in that nomination process. And yet he won that nomination overwhelmingly. I mean, it wasn't even remotely close. And so the distinguishing factor is you had professional politicians and you had Trump, who you knew would bring some of the circus and some of the fight and some of the other stuff. So you can try and tell me it's about the policies, but it's not. It's about the fight. It's about, we want this guy because he stirs something in people that no other Republican did. And whether that's just, I think he can win and I don't think these other two can, whatever.
Right.
But the point is, it's not a policy thing with him. It's never been a policy thing with him. It's a personality thing. And people gravitate towards it for whatever reasons. And that's why he's been president twice.
A woman texts in and says, I would believe her if is so annoying as a woman, because even if she did come out all that time ago, men like Kevin would have another if for her to jump through. I didn't press charges against my boyfriend for our non-consensual experience. But if I find him pursuing a place of power where I believe he could hurt people, I'd consider it. I think that is so understandable. So understandable. So I that text is worth tucking away in the back of your head for the next time one of these comes out, because people delay coming forward for all sorts of reasons that are their reasons. Now, if you are the victim of a false accusation, and I was talking about this yesterday, anybody could make any accusation about me. Would it sink me? Probably. It is the world we're in. And I'm not sure how to fix that either. We do have a legal system. You do have a chance to fight. But I do think there are certain circumstances where there's enough smoke. And we don't have to trip over ourselves to be protecting people just because they share our political ideology. Let's break in a minute. Interesting story in the paper today talking about shopping centers. The end of shopping centers. It just got me thinking about where you guys are doing most of your shopping. Are you going to the mall? Are you going to a shopping center? What are you doing? 651-461-9226. A reminder, today is Twins Ticket Tuesday. And so we are giving away a 4-pack of tickets for this Saturday. It's the Twins and the Angels. Luther Kia Bloomington drives Twins Ticket Tuesday. So check out their brand new showroom in Bloomington, or check them out at lutherkiabloomington.com. Now, it's Dick Bramer being inducted into the Twins Hall of Fame on Saturday, July 11th. So that'd be a fun one. Twins.com/tickets. We're giving away those tickets to caller 3. Not now, but when Dan plays the Magic Twins sounder, make sure you call in and win. Twins baseball on CCO, the home of the Twins, tonight. First pitch at 6:40 on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Livia changed my life. It did. This is no exaggeration. It's Jason here for Livia Weight Control Center. 6 years in a row, Livia has been judged gold, best weight loss center in Minnesota. No surprise. No surprise. But there are a lot of surprises, to be honest, about what Livia is up to, because nutrition, weight loss, like I experienced, that's just the beginning. I honestly did not know all of this stuff. Livia's been adding so many different services because they're laser focused on making you feel your best, on improving your energy. And so Livia.com is a great place to start and figure out everything they have to offer. Lose weight and keep it off, of course. 45 pounds, come on. Medical weight loss management? Yes. GLP-1 support? They've got it. How about hormone health? Yeah, that can be a major game changer. The hormone replacement therapies that are available at a variety of wellness services, all worth your time to check it out at Livia, LIVEA.com.
We interrupt this program for the following important announcement. Attention, Minnesota. The Twins game is approaching rapidly to these very airwaves. You are hereby advised to stay close to the radio. Ignore work. Step away from household chores and postpone all other supposed important things on your to-do list. This event may include home runs.
Out of here! Bill with an opposite field, 2-run homer.
Late inning drama.
Here comes Keyshaw. Buxton's right on his heels. It's a bases clearing 3-run double for Brooks Lee.
This is not a drill. Make sure you're prepared for Twins baseball on News Talk 830 WCCO.
You know that feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD, and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Go to minileaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, minileaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. And tell them Jordana sent you.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, We're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Not everyone can afford a luxury home. That means if you're selling one, you need an agent who can find the right buyers. The John Schuster Group Coldwell Banker Realty can find the perfect match for any type of home. It's Vanita. Rudolph and Mary just worked with the Good Neighbor agent to sell their home in Forest Lake. They owned a beautiful home right along the water that most of us could only dream of living in. They were a little worried that since their home wouldn't be a fit for most people, that their home wouldn't sell for its full value. They're listeners of ours, and they knew they had to give John a call after hearing me tell you about John's marketing system. It reaches thousands of potential home buyers every day and helps him routinely sell houses fast and for the most money possible. Rudolph and Kathleen's home got multiple offers and sold for $275,000 over the asking price. Curious what your home is worth? Just type in your address, johnschustergroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Rush working 494 northbound Bass Lake Road. The activity out to the right side. Traffic is jammed in the area as a result. Traveling north 35E. Got some slowdowns out of St. Paul. South 35E as you make way toward Roseland. Got a crash off to the right shoulder there, slowing you down. Southbound 35E, that's a slow ride. As moved past St. Clair down into the new work zone. South 35E at West 7th Street. Traffic down to a single lane as you head on to the new bypass of the Shepherd Road construction area. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, this forecast is so boring, right? Aren't you sick of this? Chance of rain all the time? Brought to you by Gutman Law, Wills, Trust, and Probate Law, gutmanlaw.com. Here is Chris Schaefer.
We'll take the rain and bank it. We'll see it move in late tonight. We'll have scattered showers overnight, 71 the low. Rain showers a possibility tomorrow. A few isolated thunderstorms are possible. Only a high near 80, a rare cooler day. We dry out Thursday, warm back to 84. It will be less humid heading into the weekend, but boy, do we warm up. Highs hit 90 again by Saturday and stay there into next week.
Live radar shows some rain, some heavy rain in Litchfield. A little bit of light rain moving through the St. Cloud area, Little Falls. Coming for us, probably. I don't know. Do I look like a weatherman? I'm just telling you what's on the radar. This is the dumbest weather forecast ever. How the hell should I know? 85 and cloudy on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
Nothing. It just turns into nothing so quickly.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near 50.
I'm trying to think of the last time I went to like one of the newer shopping centers in the Twin City. And the answer is Sunday. On Sunday at about 12:30, Alyssa wanted to get food for lunch. We had dinner plans at a friend's house that we were going to at 4 o'clock. So it was like 12:30, and they're like, we better eat something now. And we were in Maple Grove. So we pulled into the shops at Arbor Lakes, where we were going to go to Punch Pizza. And there was nowhere to park, so I pulled right out of the parking lot and got on the highway. That was the last time I went to one of the Twin Cities' newer shopping centers. Axios Twin Cities headline, "A decade without a major shopping center is squeezing Twin Cities retailers." It's kind of interesting that rent is going up. Retail rent in the Twin Cities last quarter grew almost 7%, largest rent hike in the nation. And so what I find amazing about this story that basically says there's a lack of space for retailers and restaurants. The last two big shopping centers that opened was City Place in Woodbury and Central Park Commons in Eagan in 2016 and 2017. Now, Woodbury City Place is like the shopping center where it used to be like that. Wasn't it insurance headquarters? Like State Farm was over there, I think. I mean, it's not like it's like the shop. What are the Woodbury shops? They have this, it's the same bit, right? Like shops at Woodbury Lakes or something like that. These are basically like glorified strip malls. Eagan Central Park Commons is the same bit too. There's like a big old Hy-Vee in there, and then a Hobby Lobby and a Total Wine. So it's like the classic suburban, like giant parking lot, big box store. I was surprised that there's a shortage of these things, because aren't all of these big box stores like sort of going by the wayside? We have plenty of grocery stores, and frankly, you feel like you never have enough grocery stores, right? The grocery store can never be close enough to you. But I'm curious. I'm like, what do people need? Like, when you think about like what stores you would want, like I don't know. Don't we have enough? Have I gotten to that point of life? We have enough stores. Can't we just backfill? Like, aren't there plenty of abandoned stores out there? I don't know. The story in Axios is pointing out that the Twin Cities suburbs are pretty full. And the typical shopping center today, like I had not really considered this as a shopping center, but I guess this is the predominant thing. Like you've got the big mall, right? Like the indoor mall or the outdoor mall, like in Maple Grove, and there's the outlet malls in Eagan and Albertville. And then you have the strip mall, like the old school strip mall. But I didn't think about these, like they call these power centers, which makes it sound way cooler than it is. But they're full. The only spot really left is like Northeast Blaine, Lakeville, Rosemount, and then that way northwest corner of Maple Grove where like Lifetime is opening that brand new fitness center up by the Target and everything. Are you guys going to stores? I feel like everyone I know that is under the age of 50 gets everything delivered to their house. And even if it's grocery, if it's Target or Walmart, they're getting that delivered to their house. Isn't everybody no one's leaving their house anymore, are they? Do we need more strip malls? Have you guys been driving around your suburbs thinking, you know what we need? More strip malls. Oh, more suburban giant parking lots. Wouldn't that be amazing? It's just sort of weird to me. Now, living in downtown St. Paul, I wish I had a Cub close to me, and it's not that far. You go to Maplewood or whatever, but like we're getting an Aldi.
Not as close as
I don't like
where
Aldi.
you're living in Maple Grove to get to a Cub.
In Maple Grove, like I could roll out of bed and be at like a grocery store.
Yeah.
They're like 7.
I think I think people want how do I say this? They want the shopping center, right? They want it to be filled with mom and pop places because we all hate Amazon and Walmart and all of these big boxers that are ruining the world and creating cajillionaires. And and then when it comes down to it and I need to get something and I can't go, I don't have time to go get it, and I can click a button on my phone and it can be there in 2 hours. We just do that because it's easier and that's life and that's just what we do. So I understand the hesitancy. I mean, it's to build one of those has to cost a ton of money, and you have to get a bunch of tenants that are going to sign longer term leases to make it, viable. And I think, like I said, I think people want that kind of access, or they want it. But when it comes down to real life, that's, we vote with our phones now.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
And a texter points out, actually, maybe the most interesting reuse of shopping centers we've seen in the Twin Cities has been this proliferation of Asian malls. So a texter says they're building a new Asian mall inside of Burnsville Center. They just opened a new Asia mall in Blaine, and they already have one in Eden Prairie. And it's sort of like combo food court / ethnic grocery store.
That's what I mean. The old school shopping center isn't going to be viable anymore.
I don't think so,
because Amazon and the big boxers have just killed it. But
other than luxury,
well, that's just it. You have to find stuff that isn't easily,
Yep.
accessible the same way that everything else is, right? So you have to find, there has to be a theme, there has to be an experience, there has to be some sort of product that isn't easily attainable. You have to have that in order to make it work.
Texter says they need a fabric store, not necessarily a strip mall, but a fabric store. It's true. You used to have like all those Joann fabrics. There were a lot more fabric stores. There's that big one up in Maple Grove, the SR Harris, or that's in Brooklyn Park. But yeah, the kind of Michaels style fabric store. Yeah, I don't know. We have like dollar stores, and then we have luxury. And Dan's right. I think everything else in the middle, you sort of you're getting it delivered. Let's break in a minute. I want to talk about National Dive Bar Day. I love a dive bar. What's your favorite? 651-461-9226. Drive time back in a minute.
Drive time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington.
Let's talk Lindahl. Chris Lindahl is ready to get you a guaranteed cash offer. He just wants to take the stress out of your life and make things easy for you. More and more Minnesotans have been saying yes to the guaranteed cash offer from Chris Lindahl. They're getting the big red check. Maybe you've seen the pictures on the billboards or on the light rail train or the buses. People with big red checks, and more people are saying yes. Not necessarily for the same reasons people were saying yes before. Chris told me the other day that it used to be big red checks for people who inherit a house or going through a divorce or a job change or a financial change where they needed money right away. Now what's happening is that more and more people are saying, I understand that I'm maybe going to get a little less money when I do the guaranteed cash offer, but I'm going to get none of the headaches. And so people are saying, you know what? I don't want to deal with it. Chris, you can handle it. There's a free smart seller guide right at the top of chrislindahl.com. It says, read this before you list. Open market versus guaranteed cash offer. Which is smarter? Go get yourself that free smart seller guide. See if it makes sense for you. When you say yes, it's big red check time, baby. Terms and conditions may apply.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty. You know that feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Go to minileaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, minileaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. And tell them Jordana sent you.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
You're going to find things jammed up for South 35E as you move out of St. Paul, making way past Grand Avenue all the way down to the single-lane work zone at West 7th Street. To give yourself an extra 10-15 there. If you're going to be traveling the crosstown, get ready for slowdowns both directions. Make way between Cedar and Highway 100. South 94 slows as you make way toward the Lowry Hill Tunnel. Terry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason DeRusha here. The Canopy Group represents 16 different insurance companies, not just one. They give you options. Each year, they'll review your program so you don't have to, making sure you get the best coverage at the best price. Do like I did. Go to thecanopygroup.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Rain, it's coming. It's coming. Looking at the live radar, Chris Schaefer's forecast has that rain right now, just headed towards Hutchinson and Cokato. There's some more storms to the north of St. Cloud, like Little Falls, Long Prairie, Alexandria. You're getting wet. That rain will move into the metro. Isolated thunderstorms late, low of 71. Tomorrow, 80 is the high. Guess what's in the forecast, Dan? Rain shower.
You're kidding.
Yeah. Thursday, no rain. 84 is the high right now. It's 83 on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
She knows what I think about, and what I think about, just ask, you find out.
Twins Ticket Tuesday is today. 4-pack of tickets to Saturday. This weekend is going to be hot, and summertime at the ballpark, you know what? Shirt's optional. So if you win those Twins Ticket Tuesday, 4-pack of tickets, shirts optional. That's according to me.
Isn't the whole tarps off thing? Isn't that like a thing?
That's a thing now, yeah.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
This weekend, Seth was at the Yankees Twins game in New York.
The one we lost?
No, he was at the one we won.
All right. One of the two that we won.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And he...
Otherwise, I was going to blame him.
So I was watching on TV, and they had like...
The tarps off people.
100 or 200.
Yeah, it's a thing.
College boys with their shirts off. I don't know. Have your fun, right? When Dan plays the thing, be the caller and do the deal. Okay. I promoted it, all right? At least I did it. It's National Dive Bar Day, and I hope everybody celebrates today. Now, some textures coming in. 651-461-9226. I want you to flood the text line with your favorite dive bar. We have Schuler's in Golden Valley. Not sure if it meets the criteria. I think so. That place has been around long enough. I think that's a winner. Another texter says Jimmy's on Cedar in South Minneapolis. Great food, tacky atmosphere. You need the tacky atmosphere. You need, I like Grumpy's in Northeast Because it's simple. You know what they have at Grumpy's? Beer. It's a bar. Like, they have some wine. Do you want to drink it? No. I think if any bar that has wine that you look at and you're like, I can't order that, it might be a dive bar. Might be a dive bar. Dive bars are great. Grumpy's is a good one. I don't know, keep them. Sandy's, another good one. Dusty's, very good. Keep the text coming. Continental Diamond time check, $3.58. Yeah, you can wear your luxury pre-owned timepiece from Continental Diamond into your neighborhood dive bar. It's called Living High Low. It's fantastic. Check out their selection at continentaldiamond.com. Can you ask somebody out at the gym? We'll talk about that with Ask Adri.
We've decided to offer Barufka's furniture trade-in event full time.
We'll give you $100 credit towards the Craftsman direct price of your $2,000 purchase of Barufka's furniture.
Don't kick that old end table to the curb.
Trade it in for $100 credit on your purchase.
I'd like to trade my spinach sandwich for your egg salad.
Oh, Jim. Barufka's. No gimmicks, haggling, or hard-to-understand pricing. In Minnetonka, Woodbury, and Burnsville.
Decidedly different.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summer is here and you need more room for your kids or grandkids and all their stuff. It's Jason DeRusha for Luther Kia of Bloomington. We're in the middle of the summer sticker sales event. 0% on all Sportages and Sorrentos. Specially marked vehicles have $750 bonus cash too. Best cars for the money on the market. It's not just me saying it. It's U.S. News and World Report. Check out their brand new facility. Luther Kia Bloomington, now open at 35W and 494. LutherKiaofBloomington.com.
Anywhere you are, everywhere it matters. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis St. Paul. Streaming live on the Free Odyssey
From
app.
ABC News. I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. Pressure builds on Graham Platner to exit the U.S. Senate race in Maine after an ex-girlfriend came forward to say he entered her home uninvited, nearly blackout drunk, and sexually assaulted her. Calls for his exit now also include fellow progressives Bernie Sanders and New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
The focus of today should be to respond to the gravity of what so many of us have read. And I think that the only appropriate response is for the campaign to come to an end.
New chaos in the Strait of Hormuz has oil 5% higher. Iran fired on 3 commercial tankers today and warned the U.S. not to retaliate. Evacuations in Manhattan from what appears to be a leaning skyscraper, as observed by ABC's Aaron Katursky, just outside of the evacuation zone on 42nd Street.
The chief of department for the FDNY said they are using specialized equipment to monitor even millimeter movements of the building and notice that it is moving. So it is not structurally sound. It is unsafe. And until it is deemed safe, this building and a number of others around here are all evacuated.
Charlie Kirk's accused assassin appears to be the person in a video played at a pretrial hearing today in Provo, Utah. ABC's Alex Stone is there.
These images showed who the police are saying is Tyler Robinson arriving on campus, leaving campus, and then going up onto the rooftop. And Erica Kirk and other family members, when the image goes up onto the rooftop to presumably commit the murder, that they left at that time. But even earlier in the video, Erica Kirk was dabbing tears away. His parents, Charlie Kirk's parents, they were crying as well.
A conviction could get Robinson death by injection or by firing squad. There's been a fatal ICE shooting in Houston. An ICE person says officers shot and killed a Mexican national this morning after he allegedly attempted to evade arrest and tried to run over an officer. Stocks closed lower today. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Cloudy, 80 degrees at 4:02. I'm Laura Oakes. About 75,000 Minnesotans have been approved to receive benefit payments under the state's new paid leave program. That's according to some new data released by the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development. Deputy Commissioner Evan Rose says there was a massive rush of applicants to start the year, but it leveled off just as quickly.
By about the third week in January, we saw new applicants decline by about a quarter. And now we're really starting to get into that more steady state of program operations as we go along.
We're just 4 months away now from the midterm elections, and faith leaders in the Twin Cities are joining forces to make sure everyone is allowed to vote.
This little light of mine,
More than 50 Minnesota religious leaders gathered in front of the state capitol building. They're asking elections officials to sign a pledge that anyone who wants to vote can do it without fear. Janae Bates-Amari is with Isaiah.
We know that here in the state of Minnesota, we are going to do all that we can to protect every single person to be able to exercise their right to vote. It is a duty of ours. It is a joy of ours. And I hope that every person who is hearing us today recognize that it is a duty and joy of yours.
Similar efforts are taking place at other states today with 4 months to go before Election Day. In St. Paul, Al Shock, News Talk 830 WCCO.
A bicyclist has died after being hit when a driver parked on the side of a street, opened their car door, and he crashed into it. It happened on Highland Parkway in St. Paul 3 weeks ago. Police say the man died from head injuries received in the accident. Friends have identified him as 69-year-old Ricky Allen Larson of St. Paul. The second fatal fall in 7 weeks has sparked an investigation at Palisade Head near Silver Bay on the north shore of Lake Superior. Deputies recovering the body of a 64-year-old man at the bottom of the cliff yesterday. It follows a late May incident where a Minneapolis man also lost his life at the popular North Shore Overlook. Fewer mosquitoes this summer despite our recent heavy rains.
A recent report from the Metropolitan Mosquito Control District shows that the state's mosquito populations have likely hit their annual peak, with long-term forecasts predicting a steady decline due to ongoing dry conditions. In response to some recent rainfall, control teams have deployed helicopters to apply treatments across all 7 metro counties. Public Affairs Manager Alex Carlson.
So they're dropping dry granules that are intended to land in the areas of standing water, and the granules are safe for people and pets and anything like that. They're very specific to mosquito larvae.
He says while mosquitoes that thrive in areas with cattails are also currently hatching, local mosquito traps are catching about 40% of their usual number for this time of year. Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
In WCCO News Time is 4:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And brought to you by Laguna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. Got your slowdowns in place, traveling South 35E, Roselawn into the area of I-94. Opens up only to slow again at St. Clair, and that will remain tight with the slow and go, stop, go mix as you head down to West 7th in the single-lane work zone. Traveling 494, got your slowdowns both directions between Highway 100 and Lindale. 394 eastbound jams up and move toward Penn Avenue into Minneapolis. West 94 slows as you move past Cedar Avenue to the Larry Hill Tunnel. Laguna, Minnesota reminds you to slow down in construction zones. Members of Laguna and their union contractors are building better infrastructure for you. So please slow down and pay attention to the road signs when you see orange and yellow. Brought to you by Laguna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
B&M Tree Services, certified arborists offering tree trimming, storm cleanup, and full tree removal with professional service at prices you can afford. Call 1-800-569-9034 or visit bnmtree.com. Trusted, professional, reliable.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by B&M Tree Service. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Rain showers roll in late tonight. We'll have a few isolated thunderstorms as well. 71 the overnight low. Tomorrow, scattered showers. Again, a few isolated thunderstorms. It's going to be cooler with the cloud cover. Expect a high around 80, still humid. We do dry out on Thursday, warming up to 84. We stay dry through the weekend, warming back to the 90s.
Cloudy right now, 80 degrees at News Talk 830 WCCO.
School might be out, but the learning continues. Here, News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
All right, it is Tuesday. Drive Time with DeRusha on the air. Lots of good texts coming in about your favorite dive bars. So keep those coming throughout the show. It is National Dive Bar Day. You're welcome to send us a voice message telling us about your favorite dive bar on the Odyssey app. Click the talkback microphone right next to where you listen live. Texture saying Ted's on Larpenteur in St. Paul. No kitchen, cash only, dark. If kids are with you, you're strictly limited to one drink. Outside food is allowed. There's TVs. There's a pool table. That's pretty good.
Can I put in a dark horse?
You can.
Frenchman's.
Frenchman's, very good.
Yeah, in Richfield, where I live.
That's a dive bar.
Yeah, it's the diviest. I'm pretty sure they have carpet in there, and they definitely have pull tabs.
If you have carpet in your bar, you're either in Greater Minnesota or you are a very old Twin Cities. That just seems foolish to me, right? That is the voice of Adrian Lee. It is Ask Adri, our monthly advice segment, and you get the chance to text in and ask Adrian anything you want. 651-461-9226 is our number. People can read your writing at
Substack, at Ask Adri at Substack.
ADRI. So check that out. All right, let's start with a question that I think is fascinating. Because, as a old married guy, I'm very curious about like how the kids today ask people out.
Yeah, I would say you're morbidly curious.
You think I'm too curious?
No, not too curious. It is a wild time to be alive.
I don't know any of this stuff, right? And it's, I have friends who get divorced, and then I learn all sorts of things, and it's crazy out there.
Sorry to interrupt, but we do have just a little bit of breaking news.
Okay.
As home of the Twins, we should get this on. Twins just announced that they're going to put Byron Buxton on the 10-day injured list with his hip issue that flared up on him again. Alan Roden being called up from AAA St. Paul to replace him, presumably playing tonight. So.
He was in business for a couple games in New York, but then he had a stolen base
and tweaked the hip on the steal.
And so there you go.
Not a huge surprise, but just coming out now. So I want to make sure people were up to speed on that. Sorry.
Nothing to apologize
I mean, I know Adri's a huge baseball fan.
Huge baseball fan.
Huge
sports fan.
Where are you on Alan Roden?
Google. I'm on Google.
Alan Roden, you've been a big Alan Roden supporter since the early days.
Possibly, yeah. What is he? Is there like a position?
Yep, he is an outfielder.
Okay, baseball, Twins.
Yeah,
huge fan. Because why not?
He's close to one of us. Grew up in Middleton, Wisconsin, which is
close enough.
Close enough, right? Do we take where is Middleton? Isn't that near Madison, I think?
It's in Wisconsin.
It's right near Madison. Yeah. So when you drive on 94 into Madison, it's it's by the Lake Mendota.
All right. I think Milwaukee is like the superior Wisconsin city.
Ooh, best city in Wisconsin. 651. All right, so here's our question, because the gym is a very common place where young people would be gathering in real life. Is it appropriate to ask someone out at the gym?
Well, I love that I'm being included in this nebulous young people. I'm gonna pretend I am.
You're not that young.
I'm not at all. Thank you.
But you're at the gym.
So here's the thing. I have to be really honest before I answer the question. I hate the gym so much that I have a piece of cardio equipment. I have a rower at my house because I don't want to go to the gym.
You don't want to.
And I have free weights. And so I say all that to say, if I am at the gym, it is so thoroughly against my will that I am not in a state to meet anyone. And I think my face and my aura would share that. So it is not a place to meet me. One, because I'm not trying to be there. And two, if I'm there, I'm angry. I
feel like this is the correct attitude about the gym in
you.
general.
Thank you.
Like,
just don't go.
I personally do not believe anyone who claims to like really enjoy working out. I don't believe it.
I don't either.
You know what's enjoyable? Eating.
It feels good to be done working out.
Yep.
Because you got the
I agree with
endorphins running
that.
through your body.
Yep.
You did the hard thing.
Would you date a gym guy?
No.
Why not?
Because, okay, what do you mean by a gym guy? Because it's like a really particular kind of guy to me. And it is somebody who is like probably talking about their workout in their dating bio or on the first date.
For sure.
Somebody who's going to be pressuring me to go. I'm not going. We're not meant to be. So no.
Gym guys are out.
Gym guys
I think
are out.
I don't think I need to be any more clear as to what a gym guy is. I feel like you sussed that out real quick. So this is a common conundrum though. For you, you would not want to be asked out at a gym. Or by a guy named Jim, probably. You also would prefer not that.
Probably not.
If you, Andrew on YouTube is saying, are we talking about Jim Guy, G-Y-M Guy, or Jim Guy, J-I-M-G-U-I?
His name is probably Jim.
There was a TV weather guy in this town by the name of Jim Guy.
Oh, all right. Well, he's never asked me out. So, for the record.
It's so confusing. So, this is a common question. I've seen it all over Reddit. I've seen it on TikTok videos where the gym feels like a fraught environment to ask someone out because people have such strong opinions on whether it's appropriate or not.
Yes. I think that people keep asking because when you go to the gym, everyone is in spandex. And so suddenly men feel really motivated, I guess, to ask people out there. I don't think that's a good enough reason to approach someone in an otherwise unpleasant setting. I think if you're okay knowing the odds are stacked against you, if you like a challenge, feel free. But also be prepared for people to be annoyed with you. The gym isn't quite work, but it's like, this is where I go to work out. This is where I have.
But isn't this the most, like, to me, the gym feels like the most, like, if you're both at the gym, you have a shared interest. It's the most target rich environment in a way outside of college, like for grown-ups.
But I disagree because some of us, like you and me, we're there so we don't die prematurely. We're there so things hurt
we're
less.
gonna look like I'm gonna look like I'm near death. Like probably no one's asking me out in that scenario, you know?
Well, I'm going to look angry, so no one's asking me. Here's my thing. I think the gym is a bad idea. Why aren't people asking where they should ask people out? Why are we not focusing on that? Like, because the gym has been beaten to death. Don't ask people out at the gym. If you've had success, good for you.
Jonathan says, I just ask, do you need a spot? And if they say yes, then so you can have like a non-threatening sort of, maybe you don't go right off the bat with like,
Do you know, like when I'm thinking of a spot, like the positioning of that's like a really aggressive way to first interact with somebody.
Is it?
Kind of.
What if you need a spot though?
I don't.
I do. I certainly need
Well,
a spot.
if you see DeRusha in the gym, he's letting you know.
Yeah. Open for business.
Yeah.
Right. Alyssa would be a little upset about that, I think.
I don't know.
So where should you ask people out? That's a very good framing. Because today I feel like no matter what you do, someone is ready to blow you up on social media for being disgusting. And this scummy guy asked me out at the gym. When my theory is, if the guy is hot, no one ever complains. But if the guy is ugly, then it's what an absolute turd for asking me out at the gym.
I kind of hear that. Sometimes the guy is like your dad's age, and that no, please.
No.
So I
Agreed.
think it's okay to ask people to use some context clues and some couth.
So where are the good spots, you think?
I think literally anywhere. The grocery store, the library, maybe not like the doctor's office because that could get weird. But like I don't think people are really asking where. I think people are asking, where is there the least risk that I'm going to get rejected? And that place doesn't exist. Like, stay in your house, I guess. Or stay on the apps, which also suck. But like, you have to build up the capacity for rejection. And yes, you want people to be nice about it. But I think generally speaking, I talk to my girlfriends who are dating, who are single, that people want to be approached. They want to be approached respectfully, and they want to feel safe to say no. So all that has to be in place. Otherwise, most places.
Texter saying asking someone out at the gym is fine as long as you are willing to accept a firm no.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes sense. Are people not good at accepting a no?
I think a certain demographic of people
Men?
sometimes has a hard time with it. Here's the thing with the gym. When I say a coffee shop, grocery store, the nice thing about those places is you're not necessarily going to repeatedly run into the person that you're asking out and that may be rejecting you. The gym, you're probably going to keep seeing each other. Maybe not every time, but like that's the other downside to that setting. I think you should like get comfortable asking people out in more random spots.
Well, to that vein, at 651-461-9226, texter asking, would you date the lawn man?
The lawn man. Who is the lawn man? There's
Well,
so many
like-
types of people we're discussing.
I know we had gym guy.
Gym guy.
Now we got lawn guy.
Yeah.
Well, like if you have like maybe you're in an apartment building and you've got like Braxton, the lawnmower guy. You know, Braxton comes and
I own a home, so I am Braxton, the lawnmower guy.
you could hire.
And I think I'm a catch. I would date myself. But I don't have a Braxton.
I think like, is that fair game to like if you're a landscaper? I feel like I saw this movie once where like the landscaper knocks on the door
on the Hallmark
Yeah,
Channel?
Lawnmower Man, the horror film.
and instead of accepting the normal form of payment, lawn man, it's a different.
Oh,
yeah.
Then you had to go there.
All right.
Just saying.
I think Lawnmower Man was was more air friendly.
Was it? I don't know. Jason, I ask a girl if she's preparing for a competition or a show. It is an opening question and a compliment in one, says Matthew from Plymouth. That's his gym move.
I like that.
That's pretty good.
I like that. It's conversational. Gives you the opportunity to see if there's like any like natural like banter spark. Fine. You still have to like be ready to read some cues and accept a no, even if that seems like it's going well. Some people just don't want to date people in the gym. Like it's just like a hard no, categorically.
Do you think all political candidates should maybe do a background check through you before they run for office?
I don't know about a background check. I don't offer that service, but they could certainly write to me and ask if perhaps some of their past behavior
It's problematic.
would make them less than an ideal candidate.
Yeah. Just saying. Let's break. Lots of text today. I love it. You have questions for Adri, any relationship advice, 651-461-9226. We have a couple topics as well, including destination weddings. Destination weddings. Do you have to go? Obviously, you don't have to go, but where are we on destination weddings? We'll talk about that when we come back. Ask Adri. You can follow her on Substack at Ask Adri. Drive Time, back in a minute.
With DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
All right, Jason here for my dermatologist, Dr. Mohiba Tureen and Tureen Dermatology. Actually going to be over at the office in a couple of days. Alyssa and I go every year for a full body skin checkup because skin cancer is no joke. And July is UV Light Awareness Month, which I don't know how you guys celebrate, but I have a hell of a time during UV Safety Awareness Month. But it is a reminder of the fact that those UV rays, we know that, they can burn you. You get a sunburn from that. But I was talking to Dr. Tureen the other day, and she's like, Jason, you wear sunscreen every day, rain or shine, because those UV rays are the leading cause of premature aging, leading cause of dark spots and the leading cause of skin cancer. This July, if you go over to Tureen Dermatology, pick up some sunscreen because they've got the good stuff. If you've ever used like a quality sunscreen, it just doesn't leave your face feeling greasy. It makes it where you don't even give it a second thought to wear that thing every day. They're going to give you 20% off. The team at Tureen is a board-certified dermatology team. They're awesome. They have locations all over the place now, 11 locations at Tureen Dermatology. That means if you're a new patient, they'll get you in within 3 weeks. Tell them you heard this on Drive Time with DeRusha. But start protecting your skin today. Don't wait. Get to Tureen, Tareen, dermatology.com.
Here we observe the suburban homeowner beginning his morning shower. Calm, unaware, completely unprepared. The hot water has vanished. Notice how he reaches blindly for the towel, questioning every decision that brought him here.
If your plumbing goes sideways, call Apollo Heating, Air, and Plumbing. If you need it today, we're on our way.
He retreats, confused, shampooed, changed forever.
For plumbing help when you need it, visit callapollo.com.
It's the 27th annual Anoka Riverfest and Craft Fair, presented by the Sorensons of Insurance Brokers of Minnesota. Bring the whole family for handcrafted treasures, tasty food, and live music in historic downtown Anoka. Free admission and parking Saturday, July 11th. Learn more at AnokaRiverfest.org.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
That's my favorite thing to do.
It is one of my 2 or 3 favorite things to do, whether it's in the office, it's in town.
It doesn't matter. There's nothing better.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
I can feel something heavy on my heart. I can feel something's tearing me apart. I can feel that you got me through the dark. I can feel the
All right, we're doing advice with our friend Ask Adri. Ask Adri Anything. You can follow her on Substack, where she gets into it with all sorts of good questions. A lot of people have opinions on Lawn Man as to what Lawn Man might be watching our live stream right now and just seeing how fetching you are and shooting his shot.
Well, thank you, Lawn Man.
You never know.
I do have a lawn.
Text her with a question. Are you ready for this question? This is the first you're hearing of.
All right, let me hear it.
Would you date someone who moved here from 1,000 miles away with the intention of marrying you?
Is this a question for me or for you?
It's the next part that's the key.
Would you date someone who moved here from 1,000 miles away with the intention of marrying you, even though they have never met you? Based on a true story, this texter. Whoa. So you see these stories every once in a while on TikTok, right? Like somebody who's going to move across the country because they feel like they found their person. And does it work? Is it a good idea? I don't know. What factors would you weigh in this? Because I do think there's a romantic side of that.
Yeah, there's a piece of it that's really romantic, and obviously there's precedent that still exists for like more arranged situations, but it doesn't sound like this is
This sounds
that. It
like-
sounds like a love match.
Yep.
I would just wonder how much you're uprooting your life, how hard it would be to kind of reel it back in, because there is a lot about liking each other and chemistry that you don't find out until you're in person and until you're spending significant time together. Like, not to be weird, but like, what if you get here and you don't like how they smell?
Yeah. I mean, that's a valid reason to not date someone.
Yeah.
You're not going to change the way you smell.
And it's not even necessarily that they smell bad. Like, they
Right.
just smell bad to you.
We sort of fooled ourselves with electronic communication to thinking that you're getting to know somebody just the same as if you were dating them in person or whatever. If we're FaceTiming or if we're texting or if we're video chatting in some other format, that can replace the standard thing. And we've missed, like you talked about, that there's something to physical human presence that you cannot replicate through a screen.
I agree. And also, like,
Well, the pressure,
people are
right?
curating.
If you know that your first date is with someone who moved here for you,
oh my gosh,
isn't it hard to like really put your interests on an even level as the other person? The pressure dynamic is tough there.
Yeah, I would feel guilty if somebody did that for me.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work out. Like, so much so that I would tell somebody not to do that.
I'm like just weighing this and thinking this through. There is some advantage. I wonder if today's generation of daters, if people are too quick to decide if it's an up or a down. Whereas, and some of this is like me applying my own story to everyone else's. But like when I first started dating my wife, I don't know, we had a good time and then we had another date. It wasn't like, is this going to be my person? Like that wasn't part of the dynamic that early. And I feel like today, because you can sort of check boxes as to what you want, you think you're placing your DoorDash order for your life partner, that people are too quick to be like, oh no, this isn't what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
No, I agree with that. I think also, I mean, how old were you when you met your wife again?
We were 19.
Right. And
Children.
And so
we
like,
have more time, I guess.
I think a lot of people who are in the dating world who talk about it a lot are older and have spent years being kind of frustrated. And now they're like, no, I'm on a mission. I don't want anything that doesn't exactly match what I think I want and need. But I agree with you, Dan. Like, I think that people, because of dating app profiles and whatever, think that they know exactly what they want and what exactly is going to work for them, and also think that they are really accurately portraying themselves as well. And neither of those things is true.
One more question. We don't have a ton of time, but I wanted to get to this. Adri, my sister is getting remarried. We found out over the holidays they're thinking of tying the knot in Cancun. Now, just before the holidays, we all booked a spring break together with my sister, her kids, her new fiance. We paid way more than we wanted to for this year's spring break trip to Mexico. And now they want to get married in Cancun. It's going to cost more than $1,200 for us. Do we say anything before the save the dates go out, or do we just swallow the spend? What do you do when you have a chance to at least sort of make a gentle, like, hey, this is going to be tough for us? What do you do?
I mean, boundaries, your own, enforcing them, that's your job. I think with financial stuff, it's pretty easy to just say, like, you have it or you don't. I think, too, I'm really biased because I think destination weddings are really often kind of ridiculous. and
They
ostentatious.
suck.
They suck.
They're terrible. They're so selfish.
As well, in this country in particular, people have so little PTO, like increasingly less expendable income. So it's just asking a lot of people. And if they can make it work, that's really great and really generous. But I think when you plan one, you have to be prepared that it's not going to work for most people.
Tough if it's your sister, though.
Well, I mean, you're still going to be my sister after this wedding. That you know
Kind
I
of
can't
depends on the
afford.
relationship, too, doesn't it?
If your sister didn't go to your wedding, wouldn't you be mad?
I did not get married in Mexico, and I'm divorced.
Fair.
So whatever.
And I do think like divorced people, sometimes they're like, I'm going to do what I want. And that's fair too.
That's what I think. Like if I ever got remarried, I would do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, of
and I would
course.
also not
Not
care if anyone goes.
Most people are not that magnanimous though.
I'm not magnanimous. I just don't want to have to deal. I don't want to negotiate everyone else's needs.
I think it'd be fair to say like, I'm coming and the rest of the family isn't. I think you could pull that card too.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks, Adri.
Yeah.
This was very good. We'll see you next month.
Good to see you.
Give Adrian Lee a follow on Substack. Just search Ask Adri, A-D-R-I. DeRusha Eats is coming up in just a minute. We are going to talk to a national brand ambassador for wild turkey. How do you get that gig? Well, she's got an interesting family connection. So we'll talk about that. She's in town to, I don't know, hopefully like bring me a bottle of wild turkey. I assume that's why she flew to town. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
You know those moments. There are moments in life, they're not fun. It's when the power breaker just won't work for you, or you get that leaky toilet, or the water heater stops working. And when you have that moment, you know what happens. You let out the big old, oh no. When the oh no pops in your life, I want you to think about Randy's Electric and Plumbing. It's Jason here for Locally Owned. More than 2 decades, the team at Randy's Electric has been responding to those oh no moments with oh yes service. Stressful stuff, right? Electrical repairs, nobody wants to deal with that. The drain that's just like backed up and gurgling, no good. Maybe you need plumbing repairs or sewer and drain service, a sump pump. Oh, with all the rain that's been coming. Oh, no, if that sump pump's not working for you. Reach out to my buddies at Randy's Electric and Plumbing. The licensed pros arrive prepared. They'll explain your options clearly. They'll provide honest pricing before the work even begins. Same-day repairs are an option as well. They give you a 2-hour arrival window. You'll get a text. I mean, I tell you all this stuff because this is a differentiator. Getting that text alert when the technician's on the way, you know your oh no is about to become okay. Don't panic when those oh no moments hit. Visit the website, callrandys.com, or make the call to Randy's Electric and Plumbing.
Every day, your ears put up with give them something they'll actually enjoy. News that matters. Conversations worth hearing. News Talk 830 WCCO. Your ears deserve better.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey, you! Yeah, I'm talking to you! We got a show and it's Guys and Dolls at Chanhassen and Dinner Theaters. It's terrific and delicious because you got dinner and a show. Don't take my word, everybody's loving it. The Pioneer Press called it a must-see. Star Tribune called it eye-popping and blazing with brilliance. I heard a lady from Eden Prairie say this is the best show she's ever seen at the Chan. Grab your doll or your guy. Get your family over here for Guys and Dolls. Visit ChanhassenDT.com.
96%. That's how many of Minnesota's 24,000 corn farms are family-owned and operated. They aren't big, faceless corporations, but moms and dads, brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, and cousins. Together they innovate, implement new technologies, and steward our natural resources, all to ensure that we have a safe, healthy food and fuel supply and provide for future generations. 96%. That's Minnesota family corn farming. That's your Minnesota corn farmer. Learn more at mncorn.org.
99% of realtors recommend a home inspection, and with Win Home Inspection, you're guaranteed the best when you hire the handsome bald guy. Steve Stalock with Win Home Inspection delivers a comprehensive report within 24 hours of your inspection that analyzes your home from the roof to the foundation and all major systems. Win, we see more clearly. To schedule an inspection in your area, call Steve at 952-891-4455 or go to wini.com. That's WINI.com.
David Linsky of L3 Family Wealth Partners. You know, people will spend a year planning their big vacation. Take the same care when it comes to your retirement plan.
Listen to the Retirement Reality Report, Saturday at 11 on WCCO.
Spring rain can turn a small basement issue into a big problem fast. If you're noticing damp walls, musty smells, or water after a storm, don't wait for the damage to get worse. For over 35 years, Safe Basements has been providing proven waterproofing solutions to keep your basement dry and protected. Plus, ask about their life for the structure warranty and 18 months, no interest, no payments financing. Schedule your free estimate today at safebasements.com. That's safebasements.com.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are jammed up South 35E with a single-lane work zone in place as you make way toward West 7th Street with a left-lane closure and the bypass. In the meantime, things are packed and stacked. It all begins back near Kellogg Boulevard. Get ready to add 25 minutes or so to your drive. 52 or perhaps even 61 might be a little too far to the east, but 52 certainly an alternate to consider. Otherwise, get ready for those delays to continue throughout the summer months here. Traveling north 169, 114th Ave, crash off to the right shoulder, jamming things up there. Joey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast brought to you by Staples. Let's get the latest as rain is moving into the metro area from Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
We'll take the rain and bank it. We'll see it move in late tonight. We'll have scattered showers overnight, 71 the low. Rain showers, a possibility tomorrow. A few isolated thunderstorms are possible. Only a high near 80, a rare cooler day. We dry out Thursday, warm back to 84. It will be less humid heading into the weekend, but boy, do we warm up. Highs hit 90 again by Saturday and stay there into next week.
Looking at the live radar, we've got rain in Hutchinson, some rain in Malacca and Mora. All of this is in the north and the west right now, but we'll be watching it as it moves its way into the Twin Cities, where right now it is a little muggy out there, 83 degrees on CCO.
Your daily detour into sharper conversation. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
DeRusha, he has the eats.
Nobody brings you the Twin Cities restaurant scene like your favorite foodie. Now, Jason explores some of the great chefs, owners, and stories right in our own backyard. Drive Time now transitions into DeRusha Eats.
DeRusha Eats brought to you by the Minnesota Pork Board. Today we are talking spirits, we're talking whiskey, we're talking wild turkey, because our guest is originally from bourbon country here in the Tennessee, Kentucky area. Joann Street is a wild turkey brand ambassador, which sounds like a dream job, Joann. Like, I'm very jealous of this. It's not bad, right?
I can't complain. I get to travel the country and drink good whiskey with great people, and really nothing terrible about my day to day.
It's pretty good. You talk wild turkey, you talk Russell's Reserve, among other brands, but you've got a connection. You're part of the family, because that's what I think part of what is special about bourbon and about especially your American craft spirits is the fact that these are real people. Like, you see, well, most of them are, the names on these labels. But when you see the Russell's Reserve, which is my favorite bourbon, to be honest, but that is your uncle and grandfather, right?
It is, yeah. So I was born and raised down in Tennessee, but as my uncle gives me a good hard time about, made my way up to Kentucky where we make the good bourbon. And I've been working with the brand for a little over 11 years, but my grandfather, Mr. Jimmy Russell, has been working at Wild Turkey for 72 years. He is the longest tenured master distiller in the spirit's history. My uncle is actually celebrating his 45th anniversary at Wild Turkey this past June. And I also got a cousin that works in the industry as well. So a little bit of a family affair we got going on down at Wild Turkey.
Did you, I mean, growing up around it and having it as part of your family, did you, I mean, so many people in the food industry or spirits industry, you're exposed at a young age and you sort of rebel a little bit, like, I don't know, is that the life for me? But there's something that sort of draws you back in. Was that your scenario, or were you always attracted to it?
A little bit of a different story for me compared to my cousin Bruce, who actually grew up in Kentucky. I think it was almost a shoe-in that, you know, you don't have to be at the distillery, but, you know, it might be a good idea to show up. Growing up in Tennessee, I spent summers in Kentucky, and I really had the option to go to work at the distillery. And little did I know, when I went to work that very first day, I saw a different side of my family, different side of my grandfather and my uncle, in a way that they just talked, and the passion and the love that they had for this brand was something that I truly had never seen at home, because my grandmother, like most do a good job of making sure work's left at the door.
Yeah. How interesting, right? To see your family in that different angle. Any of us who've gone to work with our parents, for example, you sometimes see like, oh, I didn't know mom was such a badass, right? Like there is a cool, different side of your parents you see.
Absolutely. And I think when I went to work that day, I saw a side of not only my grandfather, but also my uncle, and the excitement and the passion that they had to really bring people into our brand. We almost say, you know, he was holding church or holding court at our visitor center down in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. But the way that he brings people in, that makes it feel almost relatable. He's always curious. What's the story that brought you to our brand? What's that nostalgic factor that brought you to bourbon? What is that one story that you have about maybe the holiday or the first time you had a whiskey? And getting to really take a step back and kind of indulge yourself into those stories and those memories, it's quite enticing, and it kind of sucks you in a way that you never want to step away.
Joann Street is with us. We're talking bourbon. You know, all wine, spirits, beer, everything in America is having sort of this moment of like, all right, what's the future going to be? Bourbon went so crazy. What is your sense? You know, you're a younger drinker. What is your sense as to kind of how bourbon fits in to where this generation is going to want to celebrate and want to drink?
Absolutely. I think right now, more than anything, nostalgia is such a big factor of the world that we live in. We're so curious about what life was like 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I think bourbon really kind of took off first post 9/11, and we really came together as a country. And I think now more than ever, we're still seeing that we're coming together as a country, whether that be because of the World Cup here or whatever may be going on in the world. It's a sense of pride of being the only native spirit to the US. And we take a lot of joy in being able to bring that to our everyday consumer.
That kind of American nostalgia story, I think it is interesting. We used to, like, you didn't really know that much about this stuff. And like today, like the hardcore bourbon nerds, like they know everything about this stuff. But then you have the more casual people who are just out looking to have a good time and a good drink, right?
Yeah, I think there's a sense of curiosity right now, as well as we broaden our horizons and our knowledge on the spirits category as a whole, not only just bourbon, but whatever spirit you may be enjoying along the way. And I think that curiosity really brings a sense of you know, intrigueness, if that's a word, I guess I could say, to
May
this.
as well.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah,
I promise I haven't had a sip of bourbon yet. I promise. But it brings that kind of sense of curiosity from that younger generation. But the beautiful thing about what we do at Wild Turkey is I think that we have something for everyone in the portfolio, whether that be someone who learned to love Wild Turkey from their grandfather, their uncle, or their grandmother, or someone who's just stepping into the category and looking for a great whiskey to enjoy by itself or in a cocktail. I think we hit every aspect of that spectrum when it comes to that Wild Turkey consumer.
Wild Turkey 101 is like my go-to whenever I'm like out of town or wherever, and I don't know like where a good liquor store is. You're like, you can find it everywhere. It's reliable, it's delicious, it's affordable. But you guys have been launching a bunch of different expressions as well, right? Like, tell me about this. I'm holding an 8-year Wild Turkey 101.
Absolutely. So actually, Wild Turkey 8-year age-stated 101 was the very first product to ever hit the market back in 1942. And we maintained that age statement up until the 90s. And then as the bourbon category continued to grow, and we started to see this expansion out of Japan and Australia and more so into the US consumer, we realized that we needed to continue to broaden the horizons of our portfolio. So today, your standard Wild Turkey 101 is typically a 6 to 8-year-old age statement. But what built us, what continues to build us as a company, is that 8-year 101. So we decided to bring that age statement back a few years ago in honor of Jimmy's 70th anniversary. And we've now made it a mainstay in our portfolio for our everyday whiskey consumer.
You've got this special bottle, too, that you brought in. This is gold foil edition. What a unbelievable display and container. What's this guy?
This one is for the whiskey nerds and just Wild Turkey nostalgic lovers alike. This is actually my cousin Bruce Russell, 3rd generation blender at Wild Turkey's first solo release with the brand. And it's paying kind of homage to a lot of the things that we love that Jimmy was making back in the 70s and the 80s. And cheesy gold foil for my whiskey nerds out there definitely know what I'm talking about. One of our most sought after bottles. Originally was 12 years old at 101 proof. But lucky for you all, we had a little bit of older whiskey in the mix. So the age statement on this one is going to be right at 16 years old and right around 120 proof.
All right, Joann, can you stand by through the break? I want to ask you just like, what is your job like? Like, you're here in the Twin Cities, you're going to be visiting some liquor stores. So I want to know, like, what is the job of a brand ambassador? Sounds pretty good. Drive Time with DeRusha. DeRusha Eats. We'll be back in just a minute here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
TasteWhatPorkCanDo.com. That is the website that I check whenever I need recipe inspiration. You know that Minnesota pork is a part of the dinner conversation for my family all the time. We are having Minnesota pork when it's bacon, for sure, on the weekend for brunch. We're having, this 4th of July weekend, it was brat and Italian sausage and all of that good stuff. Now that we're into the work week, though, you need something quick and easy, right? You're running around with your kids. You're going to daycare. You're going to summer camps. You're going to the swimming pool. You don't have an hour and a half to kind of do the slow roasted pork shoulder. Get to TasteWhatPorkCanDo.com. On that website, you can actually sort these recipes based on cooking technique. So if you're using the air fryer, you can go ahead and do that. I've done bone-in pork chops in the air fryer. It is so quick, so juicy. Just salt and pepper, keep it simple, or you want to add some flair to it. Whatever sort of flavor profile you enjoy, that is a quick and easy dinner. But you can also find recipes by global flavors right now. There might be some sort of soccer situation that's inspiring that. I don't recommend sorting by the flavors of Norway. No, they're out. They're dead to us. The waffles, Belgium. You can search by Belgium. What is the pork board doing to us? Meatballs with leash. It's just like salt in the wound. All right, don't sort by that. Pick another team. Sort by that inspiration. TasteWhatPorkCanDo.com. Let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear.
It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
I'm Kiara Palazzolo,
VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Summer is here and you need more room for your kids or grandkids and all their stuff. It's Jason DeRusha for Luther Kia of Bloomington. We're in the middle of the summer sticker sales event. 0% on all Sportages and Sorrentos. Specially marked vehicles have $750 bonus cash too. Best cars for the money on the market. It's not just me saying it. It's U.S. News and World Report. Check out their brand new facility, Luther Kia Bloomington, now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Delays in place as you move out of downtown St. Paul. South 35E is single lane with the work zone in place now at West 7th Street. Left lane closure there, and to make way to the new bypass. Traffic is backed up toward downtown. Give yourself about a half hour to make your way through that mess. If you're looking for an alternate, perhaps Highway 52 would work. Southbound 35W slows out of Minneapolis to head down to Lake Street, Highway 100. You got some slowing there as moving between Bass Lake Road and 994. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
B&M Tree Services, certified arborists offering tree trimming, storm cleanup, and full tree removal with professional service at prices you can afford. Call 1-800-569-9034 or visit bnmtree.com. Trusted, professional, reliable.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, CCO forecast brought to you by B&M Tree Service. We're watching that rain as it slowly works its way to the Twin Cities. Low is 71. Tomorrow, rain showers again, high of 80. It's 86 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
I think it's absolutely flawless. Whoever's idea was that is a genius.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Can you blow my mind? Set off my whole body.
Continental Diamond time check right now is 4:54, locally owned. It is where I go to find luxury pre-owned timepieces. Amazing selection. If you're looking for something, they got you. If you have a watch you want to sell, get to continentaldiamond.com. They're in St. Louis Park. We are visiting with Joann Street. She is a brand ambassador for the Campari Group, which you do American whiskey. So you talk Russell's Reserve, you talk Wild Turkey, among others. Joann, here in the Twin Cities, you have a full schedule, right? Visiting a bunch of liquor stores. That's sort of the job, right? Talking to the consumer, talking to the retailers also.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. I talk to the consumer, I talk to the retailer, I talk to the bartender whenever you go enjoy your favorite cocktail. So my job is really focused in the education behind our brands and the marketing side of what we do at Wild Turkey, and really bringing those stories to life and the understanding of why we make whiskey the way that we do.
So tonight, Brian, people can see Joann tonight at France 44, right? France 44.
France 44.
Oh, it's sold out. Too bad. Too bad. We'll go buy some whiskey. Texters are saying, one texter says, I love this lady, but I need to have some whiskey now.
Sounds like a great Tuesday problem.
Yeah, that is a good Tuesday.
It's a Turkey
problem.
Tuesday, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
Very good. When you look at, I know one of the groups that you're meeting with in town here is the Minnesota Women Who Whiskey chapter. I've noticed over especially the last 5 or 6 years, many more women coming forward who are, there used to be the stereotype, and I would see it. My wife loves whiskey, and the bartender would offer me whiskey and ask if she wanted vodka. And she was like, I am a manlier drinker than Jason. Like, are you seeing that trend? More women being bold about drinking brown liquor?
Absolutely. And I think it happened, many, many years before what we've seen in the last 5 to 10 for sure. But, there's nothing I love more than walking up to a bar and asking for a wild turkey neat and kind of getting that funny little look over to myself.
Right? It's pretty good. Well, Minnesota, we love bourbon. We love whiskey in this state because it's damn cold. And that's what we have to
You
do.
got to stay warm somehow. That's why we make it.
In our last 20 seconds, what went wrong with the U.S. in the World Cup yesterday? What happened?
Hot take. Well, I do know that you all should come visit us down in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky at our distillery. After you're done watching the World Cup the rest of the summer, we'd love to have you visit us down in Kentucky. So cheers, y'all. Have a great week.
It is a great experience to get down there and visit a distillery. It's a connection with America, really, I think. So especially on this Independence Day weekend. It's something that only we do.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
Still bummed about that loss last night, but I'll heal my wounds with a little whiskey.
It solves a lot of problems. Creates some others. You got to be cautious. Joann, thank you. Really appreciate it. Wild turkey is the spirit. Drive time. Local news coming up.
Deborah in Minneapolis, Randy in Bloomington. The Red Check Club is growing like crazy because more and more people are saying no to the high-risk open market and yes to a guaranteed cash offer on their house. Susie in Maplewood, Amy in Burnsville. These are the smart sellers, the people who sell their house with a smile, the people who value their time and want a fresh start in life. Fast. Don't you want to join the Red Check Club? Apply for your guaranteed cash offer today at chrislindahl.com.
You know when your air conditioner chooses the hottest day of the year to quit? Yeah, that's exactly what a proper tune-up helps prevent. At Metro Heating and Cooling, our complete professional AC tune-up is just $109 because we do more than the bargain guys. We inspect the system, test performance, clean critical components, and catch small problems before they turn into expensive breakdowns. So before the heat really hits, protect your comfort, your wallet, and your family. Call 214-304-7658 now and schedule your 109 AC tune-up with Metro Heating and Cooling. Done right the first time, so you stay cool all summer long.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Nope, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Minnesota's source for news, weather, traffic, talk, and Twins baseball. News Talk 830 WCCO, KMNB
From
HD2,
ABC News,
Minneapolis,
I'm
St.
Wayne
Paul.
Cabot. The U.S. is launching new strikes against Iran, answering new Iranian attacks today on ships in the waters off Oman and the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Luis Martinez.
There were 3 ships that were targeted overnight and earlier today in the Strait of Hormuz by Iranian missiles. That's according to U.S. officials. And so what we have been expecting is whether the United States was going to respond militarily against Iran for this, as we had seen in previous weeks during the Memorandum of Understanding. That is exactly what is happening today.
Also, the U.S. is cutting off Iran from selling oil. Oil is up right now between 5 and 6%. All this happening as President Trump meets with NATO allies in Turkey and as Ukraine's president tries to get Trump to pressure Vladimir Putin to finally end Russia's war on Ukraine. A fatal ICE shooting this morning in Houston. ICE saying that it killed a Mexican national evading arrest, and they say allegedly was trying to run over an officer. Another woman just came forward to the Washington Post making allegations against Graham Platner. Today, Bernie Sanders and Zoran Mamdani urged Platner to end his Senate race in Maine. A federal judge says the Trump administration cannot obtain personal information of poll workers in Georgia.
In quashing the subpoena for the names, home, and email addresses and phone numbers of every poll worker in Fulton County,
Federal Judge William Ray II says the statute of limitations for possible crimes related to the 2020 election has long expired. The Trump-appointed judge writes, everyone, whether you support the president or you do not, or whether you believe the 2020 election was fair or believe that it was not, should be concerned about the DOJ's ability to utilize the power of the grand jury to appropriate your private information without a legitimate purpose. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Stocks dragged down by AI stocks. The Nasdaq fell 1.2% today. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Cloudy, 82 degrees at 5:02. I'm Laura Oakes. It has been an emotional and exhausting day for people living near Detroit lakes, for a severe storm, which may have included a tornado, tore through the region last night. WCCO's Susie Jones has been following the aftermath and joins us live with the latest. Susie.
Yeah, Laura, we've seen images of overturned boats, trees down, power out. Becker County Sheriff Todd Glander updating reporters just this afternoon about the damage left in the wake of the storm. Several homes again and buildings badly damaged.
Roofs off of houses and buildings tipped over. Honestly, people just standing there in awe, not knowing really what had just happened. Yeah, it's very emotional.
Now, Laura, several people were injured, all of them expected to be okay. That area is also where heavy rain is expected to fall overnight tonight, making cleanup all the more difficult. Live in the newsroom, Susie Jones, News Talk 830 WCCO.
We are getting an update today on the state's new paid family and medical leave program. Around 75,000 Minnesotans have been approved to receive benefit payments. That's according to the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development. Deputy Commissioner Evan Rowe says there were over 15,000 applicants in the program's first 2 weeks.
For parents and for people and for people seeking care for themselves or for the family members. What you can really see, though, as you look through the subsequent months, is that we've really leveled off. We're seeing a pretty consistent application volume as we've gotten into April, May, and June.
Breaking with 45 years of tradition, the Twin Cities Marathon will have a later starting date in 2027 and beyond. Due to rising temperatures in early October, organizers have moved the event from the first weekend of the month to the 17th. Race director Ed Wedham.
It's the percentages game. So we're looking at all the data from past years, and especially over the last 10 to 15. The October 11th to the 20th time frame is 98% chance of ideal marathoning conditions, whereas October 1st to the 10th is about 85%.
This year's race remains unchanged. It is October 4th. Starts at 8 a.m. A Hennepin County jury convicts 2 men of second-degree gang-related murder in at Bar Zia near City Hall in downtown Minneapolis last fall. 25-year-old Dantrell Clark and 26-year-old Arlonzo Williams Jr. are accused in the incident that killed 21-year-old DeMarco Fletcher and injured 3 others following an altercation. Both will be sentenced in September. And it's just what Twins fans did not want to hear. Byron Buxton has been placed on the 10-day injured list with a right hip strain. That means, yes, indeed, he will miss the All-Star game. WCCO News Time is 5:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Possible crash working for South 35W near 42nd Street. In the meantime, get ready for slowdowns essentially in both directions between there and downtown Minneapolis. 35E southbound slows out of St. Paul. You head down to the work zone near West 7th and give yourself 20 to 30 minutes on the extra ride there. If you're going to be traveling the 169 southbound, some slowing 494 toward Pioneer Trail. Up on the north side, 694 westbound slows between Silver Lake Road and Highway 100. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Oh no, the lights are flickering, the drain is backing up, the water heater just went cold. When home problems interrupt your day, call Randy's Electric and Plumbing. Same-day repairs, licensed pros, and clear pricing before work begins. For those oh no moments, call Randy's Electric and Plumbing.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Randy's Electric. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Rain showers roll in late tonight. We'll have a few isolated thunderstorms as well. 71 the overnight low. Tomorrow, scattered showers. Again, a few isolated thunderstorms. It's going to be cooler with the cloud cover. Expect a high around 80. Still humid. We do dry out on Thursday, warming up to 84. We stay dry through the weekend, warming back to the 90s.
Cloudy right now, 82 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Minnesota's Suggestion Box, the voice message feature on the Odyssey app. Hit the microphone next to the Listen Live button and send us your thoughts on your time. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha, fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
A Twin Cities sheriff is talking about it. It's something we've talked about on this show, but I think a lot of people are scared to discuss it.
Now shut up and drive.
We have a gang problem in the Twin Cities, and right now the main gang activity is centered in the Somali community. Young Somali people who are making trouble. Sheriff came on today to talk about the increase in gang activity. Perhaps you've seen some of the video from over the weekend. There have been a number of shootings in the Twin Cities, in the suburbs, in northeast Minneapolis and north Minneapolis. There was a murder this weekend. We cannot let political correctness stop us from addressing a real issue in the community, and that's what the sheriff was bringing up. Is the sheriff right? Are we worried about being too PC? And is that making the Twin Cities less safe? I think it is, and I think we can do something that is difficult. We can talk about a gang problem in one group in the Twin Cities without being racist about it. Here are a couple of the comments. I want to play a couple of the comments, and I welcome your input at 651-461-9226. This is Sheriff Bob Fletcher, who was on with Vanita this morning. So first, I want you to hear him talk about how many young people were concerned about, because to me, it's a lot. It's a lot of young people, and also it's a small number of people in general.
There's 100,000 Somali people in Minnesota, and we're really targeting 300. You know, it's 300 young youth that are misguided and need some redirection and correction and accountability. To be honest with you, putting some of them in jail is a part of the solution.
I think that's right. We have had more kind of, I don't want to say soft approach, but we've struggled with putting young people in jail. And look, I don't think anybody believes that a good long-term solution for a 14, 15, 16-year-old is a 20 or 30-year prison sentence. But people got to get locked up, right? There's been this local wave of violence, and it's okay to talk about it, right? I think it's okay to talk about it. And Bob Fletcher has some credibility here in Ramsey County, in St. Paul. He has been actively working with the Somali community, so he's not coming at this from kind of the perspective that some of the Facebook crime group warriors kind of come from. I thought this statement was very interesting when he was on with Vanita this morning, because I do think this statement, I want you guys to listen to it and react to it at 651-461-9226, because I do think that our Midwestern Minnesota kindness does have us censoring what we would say if this were gangs in North Minneapolis, if this were 20 years ago when we had problems with Hmong gangs in this community, if it was 30 years ago when it was Latino gangs. Here is what Sheriff Fletcher said about the situation with Somali gangs right now.
The ICE surge and all the other things going on have prevented us from actually talking about this problem. And I, in good conscience, just couldn't continue to pretend that it wasn't a problem.
I think the sheriff is spot on. There is a fraudulence, and I choose that word intentionally, but there is a fraudulence in seeing all these social media videos where you see what's going on and who's involved, and then this unwillingness to just say what the reality is. Part of the reason that we got an out-of-control fraud problem in the state of Minnesota is that people were too afraid to just be honest about what was going on. In the state government, people were too afraid to say, this seems like BS. This seems unbelievable. And why was there fear? Because they were afraid they were going to be called racist. Was that fear well-founded? Yes, they were sued by the white lady who was running the whole thing. They were sued and accused of being racist. I do think there has to be a way for people who are fair, who are good, well-intentioned, non-racist people to discuss what is a real issue. And right now, if you believe the sheriff's numbers, we got 300 or so young Somali kids who need some consequences if they're breaking the law. And I think our fear is holding us back. So we can talk about things. 651-461-9226. One texter, lock them up or deport them. So I will point out that despite the rhetoric from the president, the rhetoric from Tom Emmer, the rhetoric from the Republican Party that has decided that Somali Minnesotans are sort of the shorthand kind of political pawn when you want to talk about fraud, when you want to talk about illegal immigration. But the facts are that most Somalis in Minnesota are citizens. Most were born here. And certainly if you're talking about young people who are involved in gangs, I would wager that almost all of these folks are second generation straight up Americans. So that's the type of discussion about this that, frankly, it allows liberals to just say, it's all racist. It's all racist. It's not racist to discuss that. We've talked about these gang issues as a community, and gangs are generally people of the same ethnicity or race. It's just the reality. It's a gang. You're hanging out with your people. I think it's all right to name it. A texter saying, thank you for talking about this issue. It's not racist when you're just being honest and transparent. I do think the way the sheriff talked about it is right. There are 100,000 people in this community. You cannot say in the Somali Minnesota community, you cannot look at that whole group and be like, it's a bunch of fraudsters and it's a bunch of gangbangers. No, absolutely not. But not talking about it, what good does that do? What good does that do? What has that done for us? Nothing. And so we can talk about it. Now, does it mean that every time there's a crime, you have to say Somali murder? No. And if that's your approach, think hard about why you feel that's important, right? But when we're talking about a trend, I think it's okay. Not I think it's okay. It is okay to talk about the trend, talk about what's going on. And in fact, it's necessary to talk about. Lots of texts coming in at 651-461-9226. When citizens take being PC too far as to insist on not demanding accountability
by others, not following the law and harming others, that is a huge problem. Has nothing to do with racism. If you do bad things, no matter who you are, you need to pay the price. I'm tired of the racism excuse and allowing bad things to go unpunished. I do think that consequences have to be a part of the equation. And we cannot allow our community to fall into a lawless situation. And every summer, we're always a little bit on the precipice of that, right? You always feel that moment as the temperatures heat up, the nights get longer, the grudges get angrier, and you see more shootings and more violence. And it's okay to talk about it. And frankly, I do think that there's an opportunity here for our Somali business owners, for our elected officials to also step up and be a voice about this and talk about the fact that, like, we need to do a better job. We need to get these young people and get these gangs under control. And I think if you had a group of gang members in Uptown who are white, you would expect the city council member for that area to stand up and say something. And I think that I'm curious to see who's going to seize this opportunity to step forward and try to help do the right thing. We saw this with fraud when there was the former Department of Justice guy who wrote a story, I think, for the Independent, talking about some of the cultural issues in his own community. And he came on our show, and I thought it was very helpful. Texters pointing out that in 2022, remember, we had the fireworks sort of chaos. Michael Rainville, the city council member, said, rightly, says this texter, he was going to the mosque to talk to the imams. And they turned that into like he's a huge racist, but really, like, that's the reasonable thing to do. Now, hopefully, Sheriff Fletcher stepping up and talking about this is going to kind of clear the way to dealing with the problem. And Texter, another thing, if you listen, and you should check out the podcast, the whole interview with Sheriff Fletcher and Benita, but saying that the imams want to help steer the moms want to help steer their children in the right direction for their own good, which I think is right. I don't want to see our political correctness and our fear of being called racist keeping us from addressing a real safety issue in our community. 651-461-9226. More drive time when we come back.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Looking for insurance isn't fun, right? It's Jason. Nobody wants to spend their Tuesday night comparison shopping, Googling, visiting all these different websites, trying to find a good deal when it comes to insurance. And you don't have to. You can just go to one website, thecanopygroup.com, and ask the Canopy Group to compare your situation with 16 different companies. It's Jason. Proud to be telling the story of the Canopy Group. I am a proud Canopy Group customer. I just called the 800 number, 800-967-3389. They asked me a couple questions. What are you paying right now? What's your deductible? What's your coverage look like? Fine. Took about 10 minutes, and off they went. Kyle got to work. And before, I was like most of you, I have one insurance agent representing one insurance company. Now I have 50 professionals representing 16 different companies. It's way better. Every year they run my scenario to make sure I'm still getting the best coverage at the best price. It's pretty good. What are you waiting for? What do you have to lose? Nothing. Make the call or go to the website, thecanopygroup.com.
At Wealth Enhancement, we believe wealth is in the details. Our team of trusted advisors craft personalized solutions to help you achieve your financial goals. Tune in to the Your Money Show on News Talk 830 WCCO every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. or go to wealthenhancement.com to connect with one of our advisors.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by.
Summer is here and you need more room for your kids or grandkids and all their stuff. It's Jason DeRusha for Luther Kia of Bloomington. We're in the middle of the summer sticker sales event. 0% on all Sportages and Sorrentos. Specially marked vehicles have $750 bonus cash too. Best cars for the money on the market. It's not just me saying it. It's U.S. News and World Report. Check out their brand new facility. Luther Kia of Bloomington now open at 35W and 494. LutherKia of Bloomington.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Where curiosity hits the gas. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
I'm picking out this dress, trying on these shoes.
Just a reminder, we are giving away Twins tickets today. Twins Ticket Tuesday. So keep listening. I mean, you got a pretty good chance, I would say. Tickets we're giving thanks to Luther Kia Bloomington. Great, beautiful new dealership at 35W and 494 in Bloomington. But they power Twins Ticket Tuesday, and we appreciate their support. The giveaway is to 4 tickets to Saturday's game. So make sure you can go and be ready when you hear that sound. We're talking about the sheriff from Ramsey County today, basically saying what law enforcement has known, but I think there's a fear in our community to talk about the fact that right now, when we have a gang problem, the gang problem is largely young Somali men. And the sheriff said there are 100,000 Somalis in our state, in our community, and he's only talking about 300. My question to you was whether the fear is preventing us from taking reasonable action. It's 651-461-9226. How much of this is created by politicians, says a texter? When political parties want to weaponize issues rather than work together to solve problems, it creates this kind of environment. We know the weaponization that has happened towards the Somali community. Do we believe some people want to honestly solve the problem? I think that's a great text, and it's a great point, because it is difficult to take some people's supposed concern for this issue seriously
when they do things like post on social media and retweet videos showing a bunch of young people, wearing hijabs, and the president of the United States posted, reposted "End Wokeness." Public school in St. Paul, Minnesota. Every girl is in a hijab in kindergarten. To which I would say, great, I'm glad those girls are at school in kindergarten. What is the complaint? What are we doing? So, yes, I do think you can look at the motivations of some people, because some people have a desperation to be able to say Somali, 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 when really what they're saying is, I'm racist, I'm racist, I'm racist, I'm racist. And we have to be able to talk about reality. If there is a gang problem in the Twin Cities, which there is, and if that gang problem has a nexus in the Somali community, then we got to talk about it. We got to figure out in that community, who are the faith leaders who are going to step up? Who are the business owners? Who are the parents? Who are the elected officials? Who's going to step up and help us put an end to this and figure it out? Because we have seen other first-generation immigrant groups have similar challenges. And we've also seen a willingness to be honest and get with it and get it together. Texters point out that the Hmong people were incredible at taking care of their low-income housing in Minneapolis off 94 and Broadway. Texter says, best people I ever met. Another texter says, the problem is that first-generation immigrants are often so insular that you foster a community that develops gangs. As Americans, we need to support the first-generation immigrants so they never get to that point of their kids feeling lost and feeling like they must join a gang. I think that's an interesting text. It does go to the fact that this is complicated stuff. And the reason that I bring up the fact that in our community, we had challenges with young Hmong people and lawlessness. We had challenges with young Latino immigrants and gangs and lawlessness. And there is some responsibility on us that when we welcome immigrants to our community, and yeah, you can just say like, deport them, I don't want it. Well, they're here. So enough with that. That's not helpful. How do we do a better job so this isn't the outcome? I think that's a reasonable question. I also think that it's reasonable to say today we also are where we are with the gang problem, and having kumbaya conversations is not necessarily going to get it done. That some people are going to have to be locked up. There are going to have to be consequences, because otherwise it just keeps going. So I'm optimistic with the sheriff coming forward and talking about it, and I want to see more of it. There are plenty. The political structure in Minneapolis and St. Paul is Democrats. And Democrats have had a real challenge in expressing a desire to have law and order. And I think that is foolish for the Democratic Party. You do not have to cede. No political party should cede any issue to the other side, because everybody wants to feel safe in their community. It's not a controversial issue. People want to feel safe. And so a little bit of reclaiming the dialogue, I think, would be useful. Let's break. It's 5:30. In just a minute, we're going to talk about collecting. Do you collect anything? I want you to text in with what you collect. And that Greg Swan is going to take that conversation in a direction that I think you'll find interesting. 651-461-9226. Just text, what do you collect? Greg Swan explaining the internet in just a minute on CCM.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
We're gonna win, Twins, we're gonna score.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Audion Hearing.
An EV startup is looking to jolt the market with an electric pickup priced under $25,000. Slate Auto debuted the Blank Slate, a no-frills two-seat pickup truck that has hand-cranked windows, no infotainment screen, and gray is the only color, while there is a 5-seat SUV version that pushes the price to $30,000. Slate Auto expects to start delivering the Blank Slate by the end of this year. I'm Jason Brooks.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
And I like it, but it's different.
The system, you have picked up a 4-pack of tickets for the
And life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And we just had
the burrito is fire.
Hi, this is Maya.
And I'm Antonio. And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A hash brown scrambled burrito
is that it fuels our morning.
It's the full package.
You have the chicken, you have the eggs, and then you add these hash browns for a nice little crunch.
The chicken's always nice. It's crispy, it's juicy. And the cheeses, they melt together in a beautiful way.
And it gives me energy. It's perfect.
Order the Chick-fil-A hash brown scrambled burrito and Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And brought to you by Laguna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. North 35W Washington Avenue 3-car wreck off to the right side. Get ready for your slowdowns. You come up out of that downtown stretch. If you're going to be traveling 35W southbound, that's slow through downtown. As you head down to about 42nd Street. Crosstown eastbound, watching slowdowns there as you come in from 169, pretty much all the way over toward 35W. Single lane construction, South 35E at West 7th. That's jamming up as you move out of downtown St. Paul. Tack another 25 to 30 on the ride. Attention motorists, Lyuna, Minnesota wants you to slow down when driving in construction zones. You're now entering their work zone where they're building a better Minnesota for you. So please slow down when you see the orange cones and yellow vests and save lives. Brought to you by Lyuna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Call Metro Heating and Cooling for a $109 air conditioner tune-up. Find out more at metroheating.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Metro Heating and Cooling bringing us the weather forecast. Congrats to Sarah and Becker for winning the Twins tickets on our Luther Kia Bloomington-powered Twins Ticket Tuesday. Let's get the forecast from Chris Schaefer.
We'll take the rain and bank it. We'll see it move in late tonight. We'll have scattered showers overnight, 71 the low. Rain showers a possibility tomorrow. A few isolated thunderstorms are possible. Only a high near 80, a rare cooler day. We dry out Thursday, warm back to 84. It will be less humid heading into the weekend, but boy, do we warm up. Highs hit 90 again by Saturday and stay there into next week.
These storms are sort of hanging out in the west. So Gaylord, you're looking at some rain, a little bit coming towards St. Cloud's, but we're in the clear here. And I call it St. Cloud's. The 82 in St. Paul on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
He's known for the slow burn. He wanted to keep it organic, and I'm still begging for it. More controversy.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
From viral chaos to tech, pretend to understand what's next. Let's find out. This is Greg Swan explains the internet.
Greg Swan explains the internet. Greg is with us in studio. It's good to see you.
Here we are. I'm so excited about this topic today.
Well, this idea of collecting is fascinating to me. And I did ask people to text in at 651-461-9226. Would you like to know what people are collecting?
Oh, I can't wait to find out. Did you know 40 to 60% of Americans actively collect things?
I'm not surprised because I've been in a lot of people's houses over the years, and people have a lot of weird crap.
I think we tend to think of that as like a boomer thing or maybe an older generation thing, but that's not true. And I can't wait. What are they collecting?
Pinball machines.
Oh my! Whoa, that's an expensive one.
That is expensive.
I'm jealous. Your basement is loud.
Old baseball cards.
Okay, classic.
Old clocks. Star note bills. Firearms. Prince. Been collecting for years. Prince albums that are not opened.
Ooh.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
Magazines, CDs, old coins and bills. I collect rocks and empty boxes.
Oh, I love this.
I think a lot of us collect empty boxes.
Yeah,
that is
see
true.
my garage right now.
Agates. Chris in Farmington collects agates and bicentennial quarters.
Oh, these are great. I just imagine at the clock person's house, like what it sounds like at noon. I'm just like that explosion of sound, and it's so fun because that's culture.
So
right.
Part of what is amazing about this topic and what I like about you exploring this topic is that we have this idea that the collectors are old people. Some are, and by old, I mean Gen X and above.
Yeah, it goes
Do you collect anything?
Of course I collect things, but I don't necessarily have a curio cabinet of things that I'm going to dust.
Yep.
And that was what I was exploring.
We used to have teacups, like antique teacups. We have, I collected antique radios for a bit.
That's pretty cool.
Look at me now.
I mean, they add up.
Now I work on an antique radio. So
that's true.
Antique radio station.
There's a delightful thing that's happening with Gen X and millennials, and it's all generations, but we're starting to collect digital things. And that does not mean like your camera roll is full of garbage things, or that does not mean NFTs. But what that does mean is that we are able to use our phones to identify things and save them down in an album and share them unlike ever before. And the first thing that we're collecting is birds.
Birds.
Have you become a bird person yet?
Not yet, but I know you are all in.
I mean, so I'm pulling out my pair of binoculars, right?
I like, when you see the bird landing on the back porch.
Yeah. So it used to be you would spot the bird through your binoculars.
Yeah.
And maybe you write it down in your life log paper book, and then that's it.
Right.
But now, oh my gosh, thanks to Bird Buddy and all of those cool camera bird feeders.
So my mom has one of these, the Bird Buddy feeder.
And they're taking pictures of birds, they're identifying them, and then you can share them. You save them into your album and you can share them. And we're seeing an explosion on social of people that are getting very into bird collecting or bird watching and bird collecting. And the other app that's really fueling this is called Merlin. And Merlin is from Cornell. It's a free app. And you essentially turn on your phone and it listens for birds around you. And then it logs what it's hearing into your life list.
Really?
It is so cool because it is hearing birds that you can't see. And then it shows you what it looks like and you can go try to see them. Right. And every day there's a different challenge. It knows exactly where you are. And it's like, there should be a red-winged blackbird around you. Try to go hear one.
Whoa.
Right. So we're gamifying the idea of going outside.
Right.
And also using AI technology, visual technology to really explore what is around you in a different way than what your grandparents maybe did when they were bird watching.
It is in many ways the ability to use AI, to use the fact that you've got a video camera, microphone,
access
just
to
in your phone.
This huge large language model that knows what every bird sounds like, what it looks like, and it can help you identify them.
So do you think people are interested in the discovery or in the collection of like ticking off, oh, I saw this, I saw that, I saw that?
I think it's hitting different pieces for different people. And also there are so many memes right now about people of our generation, things that say, remember folks, if you're ever trying to buy beer or wine and you forgot your ID, you can always show them you have Merlin installed on your phone and legally they have to accept that. I don't know if the wild turkey vendors will
I don't know they would
but,
take it. No.
It's been really fun to see that, and then also to start to share that with other generations and sitting outside and being able to teach your kids what those birds are, or to just learn more about nature in a way that you might not have before without that technology.
That's pretty cool. Greg Swan is with us. Every month he explains the internet. We're talking about collecting in a digital sense, and the birds are part of it. The first thing I thought of when you mentioned this topic was the Pokemon type situation, where I have to tell you, like, I am amazed to see like people lining up around Target, knowing like when the drop is, because it's like sometimes it's like middle of the day or something, and you're like, why are all of these grown-ups standing? But it is the Pokemon phenomena is still huge.
It's still going on. So
it's not just COVID when we were all doing Pokemon Go.
Oh, so yesterday is the 10-year anniversary of the launch of Pokemon Go. And I remember I worked downtown Minneapolis at the time. I remember the crowds of people coming around.
I was doing it, man.
And I was working at a local agency in the North Loop, and I was loading up one of those gyms so that people would specifically come by, and we're high-fiving them out the window. So that notion that like you could use your phone to unlock a digital collectible and save it is something that has been in the zeitgeist for 10 years.
Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so we're collecting birds.
But
you've also become a bit of an aviation enthusiast.
So I've been attending a number of Twins games lately, and if you've been to a Twins game at our beautiful Target field, you know there are planes that fly right overhead. And sometimes you're wondering, I wonder where that came from. I wonder what kind of plane that is. I wonder where they're landing. And you can use a number of different apps to track them. Flight 24 is the big one that everyone uses. Flight Radar 24, just really a free app where you can see a radar of where you're nearby and click on it and see where that plane's coming. But there's new apps coming where you can collect them and you can log that you saw that plane. You can share a photo of that, and then it'll actually tell you if you've seen that plane before.
Huh.
And so this is going to unlock a whole new level of plain nerddom, which I am here for.
All right, let's talk more about that. Other things that are collecting. So many texts. Keep the text coming. Everything that you're collecting.
Oh, I can't wait to hear them.
One texter asking if our guest is 70 years old. I think you have the soul of a 70-year-old, perhaps.
You too could be 70 years old with using apps and AI.
More with Greg Swan when we come back here on Drive Time.
Drive Time with DeRusha, tuned up and rolling. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington.
Let's talk about those oh no moments. Nobody wants to think about it, but it happens. If you're a homeowner, you have that oh no moment more than you want to think about. Maybe the lights are flickering or the drain is backing up, the water heater. That's the worst one for me, when the water heater just stopped working and your kids are like, I need to take a shower, and your wife is like, I got to do the laundry, and you're just like, oh no. Call Randy's. Call Randy's Electric and Plumbing. They are there for you in your oh no moments. Do I want to be there for you when you're saying oh no? I do not. Sorry. I'm not your guy, but I got a guy, and my guy is Randy's Electric and Plumbing. They've been doing this in the Twin Cities for more than 2 decades. Licensed pros, same-day repairs. What I particularly love is they have honest and clear pricing that they're going to give you up front before they start any work. No surprises. They also are going to text you when they're on the way. And look, when you're stressed out because something in your house is not working the way it should be, the last thing you need is to be worrying about when is the electric and plumbing guy or gal going to show up. For more than 20 years, Randy's Electric and Plumbing, helping Twin Cities homeowners handle those oh no moments. Turn your oh no into a oh yes. Call Randy's.com or make that phone call to Randy's Electric and Plumbing.
Welcome to the Minnesota Summer Lost and Found. We currently have 1 pair of sunglasses, 3 beach towels, 7 flip-flops, no matching pairs. We have a kid named Brayden found sprinting toward the wild thing at Valley Fair. I'm fine. Still missing 1 sense of direction near the cabin turnoff, and someone's dignity after saying it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
The one thing Minnesotans never want to lose? Their connection to what's going on. Here, you stay informed with trusted updates, smart conversations, and voices that know Minnesota.
We also found 1 olive green Tupperware lid. No container.
What's lost can be found with News Talk 830 WCCO.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Summer is here and you need more room for your kids or grandkids and all their stuff. It's Jason DeRusha for Luther Kia of Bloomington. We're in the middle of the summer sticker sales event. 0% on all Sportages and Sorrentos. Specially marked vehicles have $750 bonus cash too. Best cars for the money on the market. It's not just me saying it. It's U.S. News and World Report. Check out their brand new facility. Luther Kia of Bloomington now open at 35W and 494. LutherKiaofBloomington.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Watching slowdowns on 694 eastbound Jingle Creek Parkway, heading out toward East River Road. Westbound slows as you come away from Matterhorn over to Highway 100. Traveling South 35E, got your slowdowns as you make way, basically Wheelock Parkway to 94. And then again, as you make way past Grand Avenue down to the single lane work zone up ahead at West 7th Street. 35W northbound Washington Avenue, crash on the right shoulder. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Washburn McCreevy Funeral Chapels and Cremation Services has been providing compassionate and personalized service for over 160 years. Honor your loved one and ensure your own wishes are met. Call 612-377-2203 or visit washburnmccreevy.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Washburn McCreevy Funeral, Cremation, and Pre-Planning Services bringing us the weather forecast. Rain looks like it's hitting a wall, just stuck outside of St. Cloud and down near Gaylord, Hutchinson. So maybe we won't see it, but we will see it tomorrow morning. High 80, but it sounds like tomorrow's going to be a pretty rainy day. Thursday, no rain, 84. Looks pretty good, actually. Right now, it is humid out there, 82 in St. Paul.
The ride home deserves better conversation. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
What's next? Let's find out. This is Greg Swan Explains the Internet.
We're talking about collecting and the fact that collections have continued. They've never stopped. They're living on the internet. Greg Swan is with us discussing this. We actually got a phone call, Greg.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to hear.
Andy in Uptown wants to tell us. Andy, what do you collect?
Well, I'm from Duluth, born and raised. Been living here for 25 years, and I collect Duluth stuff. Old photographs, souvenir items, anything I can find related to Duluth or the history of Duluth.
Oh, I love that. Do you take photos of any of that stuff? Do you keep an archive of that?
I don't. My aunt, every once in a while, I'll find photos and she'll post it on. There's a couple local Duluth history sites and stuff like that. So
that's great. Is the thrill in the hunt of finding it or of having it?
A little bit of both. It's always I do estate sales for a living. I've been doing it since I was a teenager up in Duluth, and so it's a lot of people have old photo albums and they travel, and most of the photo albums people really don't care anymore if they don't they don't have the relatives listed, they don't know who it is. But a lot of people, they'll take a weekend trip up to Duluth and you'll find these old black and white photos and a lot of common ones of the lift bridge and ships and stuff like that. But I like old architecture, so I like when they've taken pictures, near downtown or areas that aren't so touristy and stuff like that.
That's cool, Andy.
But it's, I've found things, 25 years ago when I got started in the business that I have never seen since. So
good stuff. Thank you, Andy. Pez dispensers, says a texter, wristwatches, Pink Depression era glass, Coca-Cola toys. People collect all sorts of stuff.
You know where else they find stuff?
Where?
eBay, Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Like the internet is helping us collect those things.
One of the things that I think people worry about in these sort of collection apps, like you're at the you're at the Twins game and you're looking at your phone. Does this have you less present in the real world?
I think that that's a good question to have. And also, there was a teenager playing Pokemon Go sitting in front of me at the Twins game while I'm taking pictures of the planes, while other people are watching YouTube videos. And so, to each his own. Arguably, some of these apps, and there's another one called iNaturalist, where you can identify plants around you. There's even one where you can identify cats, your local neighborhood cats, called Catch Cat. That's helping you understand more about what's going on around you. And if technology and AI can be used to unlock more of the real world and bring us together, then that's the best possible outcome for this technology.
Yeah, I mean, you could really make a case that this is making you more present, more observant, more connected to what's going on in the real world.
And I'm starting to learn the sounds of the planes to be able to identify them. My kids are making so much fun of me.
This is such great dad material.
Oh
right?
man, it's just a whole new. I am not 70 plus years old, but I got a lot of respect for them.
Greg Swan has a Substack that you can subscribe to, and you should. It's called Social Signals by Greg Swan. Greg, we thank Finn Partners for allowing you to come on with us. Greg is a partner there and thinking about stuff in the future, and this is right in there for sure. Good stuff. Thank you, Greg.
See you on the internet.
Continental Diamond time check. It is 5:57. They love hearing about people who are collecting estate jewelry or pre-owned luxury timepieces. They have a great collection of both that you can check out at continentaldiamond.com. Dan and I will be back with you tomorrow, so let's get a Twins win tonight here on the home of the Twins, WCCO.
Hey, it's Benita. We all know how great the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty is. Moni, how did you get